There is a principle that governs life, one that transcends culture, race, and creed. It's the principle of trust in the power that works beyond your abilities, beyond your human strength. There are moments in life when you feel overwhelmed, moments when the weight of your circumstances seems unbearable. And in those moments, you are tempted to take matters into your own hands, to fight, to argue, to prove your worth. But you don't need to lift a finger. Understand, this life is not a battle to be fought with physical strength, but a journey guided by wisdom, patience, and trust. The battles that truly matter are not won with your fists or your words. They are won in the quietness of your heart, in the stillness of your spirit, and in the faith you place in a higher plan. When people rise against you, when accusations are hurled at you, or when others try to tear you down, your natural instinct may be to defend yourself, to retaliate. But sometimes the greatest defense is silence. Sometimes the most powerful action is no action at all. Because when you refuse to engage in unnecessary battles, you make room for divine justice to step in. There is a force at work in your life that sees everything. It knows the truth, even when others spread lies. It sees your intentions, even when they are misunderstood. It sees your efforts, even when they go unnoticed. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. The truth will always rise to the surface, no matter how deeply it is buried. You may not see immediate results, but patience is key. Trust is not about having control. It's about surrendering control. It's about understanding that there is a season for everything. A time to speak and a time to remain silent. A time to fight and a time to be still. When you trust this process, you begin to see that what is meant for you cannot be taken away, and what is not meant for you cannot be forced. Do not waste your energy fighting battles that do not belong to you. Instead, focus on what truly matters. Build your character. Strengthen your values. Cultivate peace in your heart. These are the things that cannot be stolen or destroyed by anyone. Remember, the universe operates on principles, and those principles cannot be violated. What is sown will be reaped. What is given will be returned. What is done in darkness will be brought to light. You don't need to lift a finger, because there is already a plan in motion, a plan that works for your good, even when it doesn't feel like it. So stand still, stand firm, and know that everything is working in your favor. Life's challenges often test the limits of our strength, patience, and understanding. When faced with obstacles, our natural instinct is to rely on our own abilities to try and fix everything ourselves. But the truth is, the outcomes that truly matter are often beyond our control. There is a force greater than us at work, orchestrating the events of our lives in ways we cannot always comprehend. This is where trust comes in, a trust that demands we let go of the need to control every detail and instead place our confidence in a higher guidance. This trust does not mean passivity, it means wisdom. It means recognizing that there is a limit to what you can do with your own hands, and understanding that some battles are not meant to be fought by you at all. It's about knowing when to step back and allow the invisible power that governs the universe to take over. Trusting this force means believing that even when you don't see the path, the way is already being prepared. Even when you don't see results immediately, there is progress being made that you cannot yet perceive. Trust calls for patience, and patience is the true test of faith. It's easy to trust when everything is going well, but when life feels like a storm, when the winds are strong and the waves threaten to drown you, that is when real trust is needed. It's in these moments that you must hold on to the truth that you are not alone, that you are being guided, and that the circumstances you face are shaping you for something greater. Trust in higher guidance doesn't just change your circumstances, it transforms your perspective. It shifts your focus from worry to peace, from fear to confidence. It allows you to release the burden of trying to control everything and instead rest in the assurance that there is a divine order to all things. This is not a blind faith, but a deep conviction that everything happening in your life is serving a greater purpose, even if that purpose is not immediately clear. This trust is the foundation for a life of stability and strength. When you trust in the power that works beyond your abilities, you no longer feel the need to fight every battle or solve every problem with your own limited strength. Instead, you learn to wait, to listen, and to act with wisdom when the time is right. This trust allows you to walk through life with confidence, knowing that you are never abandoned and that everything is working together for your ultimate good. In moments of conflict or adversity, the urge to speak up, defend yourself, or retaliate can feel overwhelming. It seems natural to believe that by raising your voice or taking immediate action, you will gain control over the situation. But true strength is not always in what you say or do often. It is in the silence you choose to maintain. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is understanding that not every battle requires your voice, and not every situation demands your immediate reaction. There is power in silence because it creates space for truth to emerge. When you respond impulsively, your emotions can cloud your judgment, and you may end up saying or doing something that only adds fuel to the fire. But when you hold your peace, you allow clarity to take root. Silence gives you time to reflect, to see the situation for what it truly is, and to choose your actions wisely. More importantly, silence opens the door for divine intervention. By stepping back, you allow forces greater than yourself to work on your behalf. When accusations are thrown at you or when others try to provoke you, your silence can speak louder than any argument ever could. It shows confidence, self-control, and a deep understanding that the truth does not need to be shouted, it will reveal itself in time. Silence is not a sign that you are ignoring the situation. It is a declaration that you trust in the process. It is your way of saying, I don't need to fight this with my words because I know there is a higher power fighting for me. Silence is also a mirror. When you refuse to engage in negativity, it forces others to confront their own actions. Your silence can reveal their intentions more clearly than any confrontation ever would. It can make them question their motives and expose their wrongdoing without you ever having to lift a finger. Choosing silence does not mean that you avoid addressing important issues. It simply means you understand the timing and the method. There is a time to speak and a time to remain silent. Wisdom lies in knowing the difference. By practicing silence, you not only protect your peace, but also demonstrate strength that is rooted in faith and understanding. The world often tells you that the loudest voice wins, but the truth is that silence has a way of unsettling those who thrive on conflict. It disarms them. It shifts the focus away from the chaos and onto the truth. So when the temptation to react arises, remember that silence is not a retreat. It is a strategic act of faith. It is a declaration that you are not dependent on your own strength, but on a power far greater, one that works in the stillness to bring justice and reveal the truth in its perfect time. There is a power that sees what you cannot see, a justice that operates beyond human comprehension. When life feels unfair, when lies seem to overshadow truth, or when your efforts go unrecognized, it is easy to feel discouraged. But you must remember that there is a higher force at work, one that observes every action, every intention, and every word spoken, whether in public or in secret. This power operates with precision, bringing balance and justice to situations where you feel powerless. You do not need to take every matter into your own hands because nothing escapes the notice of this divine force. It sees the betrayals that others hide, the pain they cause, and the manipulation they weave. It also sees your integrity, your perseverance, and the sincerity of your heart, even when others fail to acknowledge it. You may feel that the world is unfair, but fairness is not in the hands of people. It is governed by principles that cannot be violated. When you trust in this higher justice, you begin to understand that you don't have to fight every battle or defend yourself against every accusation. Divine justice operates in ways that you cannot predict, often working behind the scenes in the quietest and most unexpected ways. It brings the truth to light at the perfect time, exposing lies and vindicating those who remain faithful to what is right. Sometimes the delay in justice is not a denial, it is a test of your patience and trust. It is a reminder that while people may have their opinions, it is not their opinions that determine your destiny. The force that governs your life is not swayed by public perception or the schemes of others. It works for your good even when you cannot see it. This justice operates not according to human timelines, but according to divine timing, which is always perfect. By trusting this process, you free yourself from the exhausting need to prove your worth to others. You can rest in the assurance that you are seen, you are known, and you are valued by the only authority that truly matters. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone or retaliate against those who wrong you, because the truth will always prevail. Justice does not require your intervention, it requires your faith. And while you wait, this power also works within you, strengthening your character and refining your purpose. The trials you face are not in vain. They are preparing you for something greater. When you allow this higher justice to take over, you discover a peace that surpasses all understanding, a confidence that cannot be shaken by the opinions or actions of others. You realize that your worth is not determined by what others say or do, but by the truth that has always been and will always be. In a world filled with deception and manipulation, it might seem as though lies and falsehoods hold the upper hand. People may fabricate stories, twist truths, or build entire narratives designed to harm others or elevate themselves. It can be disheartening to witness this, especially when honesty and integrity feel overlooked or punished. But one unchanging principle reigns above all: truth will always prevail. No matter how deeply lies are buried, no matter how many people conspire to obscure the facts, truth possesses a power that cannot be silenced or suppressed forever. Lies may seem to spread quickly, gaining traction and convincing many, but their strength is fleeting. They are like shadows, large and intimidating from a distance, but hollow and insubstantial when closely examined. Truth, on the other hand, is solid and enduring. It needs no defense because it stands firm on its own. The essence of truth is that it aligns with universal principles, and these principles are unshakable. It is often in moments of adversity that the resilience of truth becomes most evident. When accusations are hurled at you or when others attempt to discredit you, the temptation to defend yourself fiercely can be overwhelming. But the truth does not need to be shouted, it needs to be lived. Remaining steadfast in your integrity speaks louder than any words of defense could. Your consistency, your actions, and your unwavering commitment to what is right will reveal the truth in time, even if it is initially ignored. People who rely on lies and deceit operate with a short-sighted mindset. They build their success or their sense of power on a shaky foundation, one that cannot withstand the test of time. Lies require constant maintenance. They must be repeated, reinforced, and supported by more falsehoods. But truth is effortless. It remains constant regardless of circumstances. And when the moment comes, when the layers of deceit are peeled back, the truth emerges with a force that cannot be denied. It is crucial to understand that this process does not always happen according to your timeline. The unveiling of truth requires patience. Sometimes it feels as though lies are winning, as though the people spreading falsehoods are prospering while you endure undeserved pain or loss. But just as a seed grows beneath the soil before breaking through the surface, truth takes time to reveal its full strength. Your role is not to rush the process, but to trust in its certainty. The ultimate triumph of truth is not just about exposing lies, it is about setting you free. When you align yourself with truth, you no longer feel the need to control how others perceive you or to fight battles that are not yours to fight. You are liberated from the exhausting cycle of defending yourself against every falsehood, knowing that the truth will vindicate you in its perfect time. Truth is not fragile, it is unbreakable. It is the foundation of everything lasting and meaningful. So when you face lies, remain anchored in the knowledge that they are temporary. Hold on to the truth, live it, and trust it, for it is the only thing that endures. And when the truth finally comes to light, it will not just reveal what was hidden, it will restore, heal, and elevate you beyond anything you could have achieved by taking matters into your own hands. Every action in this world, whether good or bad, carries a consequence. It may not be immediate, it may not be obvious, but it is inevitable. This is a universal law, one that operates without bias or exception. When people act with malice, when they lie, cheat, or seek to harm others, they often believe they can escape the repercussions. They may even appear to prosper for a time, seemingly untouched by the damage they've caused. But appearances can be deceiving, for no one is exempt from the principle of sowing and reaping. What a person sows, they will surely reap. If they sow seeds of deception, betrayal, or harm, the harvest they will gather is destruction. It is a truth that cannot be escaped, no matter how carefully someone may try to cover their tracks. The choices they make, the actions they take, and the harm they inflict are like seeds scattered into the soil of life. Those seeds may remain unseen for a time, but eventually they will sprout and bear fruit, and the fruit always reflects the nature of the seed. For those who have been wronged, this principle is a source of comfort and assurance. You do not need to chase after those who have hurt you, nor do you need to devise ways to make them pay. Justice is woven into the fabric of existence. It is not your burden to carry. The one who caused the harm will face the consequences of their actions in due time, and the weight of those consequences will far exceed anything you could have orchestrated on your own. The beauty of this law is that it operates with precision. It is not random or chaotic, it is exact and unerring. A person cannot sow dishonesty and expect to harvest trust. They cannot plant cruelty and expect to reap kindness. The harvest always matches the seed, and it always arrives in its due season. Sometimes the delay in justice is not because the law is inactive, but because the timing is purposeful. There is a perfect moment for every harvest, and when it comes, it will be undeniable. This principle should also inspire self-reflection. Just as others will reap what they have sown, so will you. If you sow seeds of patience, kindness, and integrity, you will also reap a harvest that reflects those qualities. The law does not play favorites, it simply fulfills itself. Therefore, while it may be tempting to focus on the harm others have caused, it is far more important to focus on the seeds you are planting in your own life. When you understand this truth, you can let go of the need for revenge. You can release the bitterness and anger that might otherwise consume you. You can step back and allow the law to work as it always does. By doing so, you free yourself from the cycle of negativity and create space for growth, healing, and restoration. The certainty of sowing and reaping should remind you to remain steadfast in your integrity. Even when it feels like doing the right thing goes unnoticed or unappreciated, the seeds you sow today, whether in secret or in the open, will bring a harvest that reflects their nature. And for those who have wronged you, their harvest will come. Not by your hand, but by the unchanging laws of life that govern us all. When you face challenges, betrayals, or moments of injustice, it is natural to feel the urge to fight back, to prove your worth, or to make others see the truth. Yet there is a profound strength in doing the opposite. Choosing to remain still, to refrain from retaliation, is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your trust in a power far greater than yourself. This power, the one that governs the universe with precision and wisdom, has a way of turning even the most painful situations into pathways for your elevation. Silence in the face of adversity is not a passive act. It is an active demonstration of faith. It signals that you trust in a higher order, a force that sees and knows all. This force does not need your intervention to work on your behalf. In fact, by stepping back, you allow it to move freely, untangling what is hidden, exposing what is false, and preparing what is best for you. Sometimes the most profound battles are won not by fighting, but by standing still. When you choose not to retaliate, you rise above the actions and motives of those who wrong you. You remove yourself from their level, refusing to engage in the cycle of negativity that they are trapped in. By doing so, you demonstrate a strength that confounds those who try to harm you. Your calmness becomes your armor, your silence a shield, and your restraint a powerful statement that you are anchored in something far greater than their schemes. There is an unseen advantage to this approach. When you step back and remain still, you create space for clarity. Instead of reacting out of anger or frustration, you gain a higher perspective on the situation. You begin to see how temporary and insignificant the actions of others are in the grand scheme of your life. You realize that their attempts to harm or diminish you are like waves crashing against a rock. They may make a lot of noise, but they cannot move you. This stillness also allows you to protect your peace. Retaliation, arguments, and defense often drain your energy, leaving you exhausted and distracted from your true purpose. By refusing to engage, you conserve your strength and focus on what truly matters. You refuse to give power to those who seek to disrupt your life, and in doing so, you retain control over your own narrative. Furthermore, choosing stillness is not an act of ignoring injustice, it is an act of trusting in divine justice. The one who watches over you does not sleep, and nothing escapes his sight. He sees every act of betrayal, every word of deceit, and every attempt to harm you. And because his justice is perfect, you can rest assured that everything will be made right in its time. Your stillness allows him to work on your behalf, orchestrating outcomes that are far beyond what you could achieve through your own efforts. In time, those who sought to harm you will see the consequences of their actions, not because you fought back, but because the universe itself is governed by principles that cannot be overturned. And as they face the results of their choices, you will have moved forward untouched by their attempts to pull you down. By standing still, you demonstrate the depth of your faith and the strength of your character. You show that you are not swayed by the noise around you, but are rooted in something eternal. And in that stillness, you rise higher than you ever could through retaliation, stronger than you could have imagined, and more at peace than you ever thought possible. When others rise against you with schemes, falsehoods, or malice, it's easy to feel as though you are standing alone. The sting of betrayal or attack can be isolating, leaving you questioning how justice will prevail or how you will overcome the forces that seem set against you. But there is a truth that transcends every situation you face. The battle is not yours to fight. It belongs to a power that is far greater, one that sees what you cannot see and moves in ways you cannot predict. You are not abandoned in your struggle. While it may seem as though you must defend yourself, protect your reputation, or fight for justice, the greatest victories are not achieved through your own efforts. They are accomplished when you step aside and allow the divine to work on your behalf. The one who created you is not unaware of the trials you face. He knows every detail, every hidden motive, and every weapon formed against you. And he has already equipped you with something far more powerful than any adversary's plan, his promise to fight for you. There is an unmatched power in surrendering the fight. It does not mean you are giving up or conceding defeat. It means you are placing the battle in the hands of the one who never loses. When you try to fight alone, you rely on your own limited strength and understanding. But when you release the need to retaliate or defend yourself, you align with a power that operates on a higher plane. This power does not just counter the schemes of your enemies, it turns their own plans against them. What they meant for harm becomes the very tool that elevates and blesses you. Trusting that the battle is not yours allows you to walk in peace, even in the face of conflict. Instead of being consumed by anger or fear, you can rest in the assurance that justice is being handled in ways you cannot yet see. The one who fights for you is not only your defender, but also your strategist. He knows the end from the beginning, and his ways are perfect. He doesn't just deliver victory, he ensures that the process refines you, strengthens you, and prepares you for the blessings that lie ahead. And while you wait for the battle to unfold, you are not idle. Waiting is not passive, it is an act of faith. In the waiting, you prepare yourself for what is to come. You focus on becoming the person who will not only survive the conflict, but thrive beyond it. You invest in your growth, knowing that the one who fights for you is also preparing you for greater things. When the battle is over and it will end, it will be evident that you were never alone. The victory will not just be yours, it will be undeniable proof of the power that fights for you. And those who sought to harm you will see the futility of their efforts. You will stand not as someone who merely survived, but as someone who rose above, untouched and stronger than ever, because the battle was never yours to begin with. When circumstances seem beyond your control and adversaries rise with plans to disrupt your life, it is natural to feel the impulse to act, to fight, to prove yourself. Yet there is an extraordinary truth about divine justice. What is meant for your harm can be transformed into a tool for your good without you lifting a finger. The very weapons formed against you will turn back on those who wielded them. This is not by coincidence, but by the flawless orchestration of a power that governs all things. Consider this: those who plot against you often believe their actions are hidden, their motives cloaked in secrecy. They may spread lies, manipulate situations, or attempt to derail your purpose. But what they fail to understand is that nothing is truly hidden. The one who watches over you sees not only their actions, but their hearts. Every word spoken against you, every deceitful move is known. And this same power that sees all ensures that no weapon formed against you will succeed in its intent. What makes this justice even more remarkable is its timing. Sometimes it may seem as though your adversaries are succeeding. Their schemes might appear to flourish for a moment, leaving you wondering why justice is delayed. But delays are not denials. The timing of divine intervention is always perfect. While you wait, unseen forces are working in your favor, aligning circumstances that will not only vindicate you, but also elevate you. The irony of divine justice is that those who seek to harm you often end up entangled in the very traps they set. The efforts to undermine you only reveal their true character, while your integrity remains intact. What they plan as your downfall becomes the catalyst for their own exposure. Their intentions backfire in ways that leave no doubt about the higher order at work. And through it all, you are lifted not by your own hand, but by the grace that governs the universe. This truth invites you to walk in confidence, even when you face opposition. You do not need to spend your energy plotting, defending, or retaliating. You can focus on your growth, your purpose, and your peace, knowing that justice is not your responsibility. It is guaranteed by a force that never fails. In this assurance, you are free. You are no longer bound by the actions or opinions of others, because their attempts to harm you cannot derail what is destined for you. And when the tables turn, and it will not be through your striving, it will be a natural outcome of divine principles that cannot be overturned. Those who sought to harm you will find themselves dealing with the consequences of their own actions. Their plans will crumble under the weight of truth, and their efforts will reveal not your weakness, but your strength. This reversal of fortunes is not something you orchestrate. It happens as you continue to stand firm in faith. Your role is not to fight, but to trust, not to retaliate, but to focus on your own journey. You rise above the chaos, knowing that no matter what others do, they cannot undo the purpose for which you were created. The harm they intended will turn into the very stepping stones that propel you forward. Through it all, you are reminded of the unwavering truth: no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The battle is not yours to fight, and the justice that unfolds is always perfect. The plans of your adversaries will falter, not because of your resistance, but because of the divine power that works on your behalf. And as you move forward, untouched and stronger, the world will see that nothing can stop what has been destined for your life. In a world where so many are caught in the whirlwind of striving, fighting, and struggling to gain recognition or control, it is crucial to understand that the battle for your purpose is not won by constant action or overexertion. The greatest victories in life come not from how hard you fight, but from how deeply you trust in the process and remain aligned with the divine plan that has already been set in motion for you. When you allow yourself to rest in the knowledge that the battle is not yours, you free yourself from the stress of trying to force outcomes or take matters into your own hands. The struggle you feel comes from the misconception that you must always be the one to act, that you must constantly be in motion, defending yourself or pushing against forces you perceive as obstacles. But true strength lies in realizing that much of what you face can be transformed without you ever lifting a finger. This does not mean that you do not have a role to play or that you will not face challenges. What it means is that you do not need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You do not need to fight every battle or engage in every confrontation. There is a divine strategy at work, one that knows the precise moment for intervention and the perfect path for you to follow. When you stop trying to control everything, you create space for divine guidance to lead you to the outcomes you could never have orchestrated on your own. The very concept of rest in the face of struggle may seem counterintuitive, but it is one of the most powerful principles you can embrace. When you trust that the divine will handle what you cannot, you release the tension of constantly trying to fix things, control people, or alter circumstances that are beyond your power. Instead of forcing outcomes, you allow the universe to align the right people, situations, and opportunities at the right time. What seemed impossible now becomes inevitable because you are no longer standing in the way of divine timing. Let go of the idea that your constant effort will determine your success. You are not in this alone. There is a force beyond your understanding, a power that is always working on your behalf. It is shaping circumstances, aligning hearts, and creating opportunities for you in ways that you could never plan or predict. You are simply a vessel, moving in harmony with that divine flow, trusting that what is meant for you will come to pass, no matter what external forces may try to stand in your way. As you release the burden of constant effort, you begin to recognize that what you desire is already on its way to you. You stop chasing and start attracting. This shift in mindset allows you to focus on what truly matters: your growth, your peace, your purpose. You no longer waste time fighting battles that have already been won in the spiritual realm. Instead, you step into a life of ease, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. In fact, the more you resist the urge to fight, the more you will see things fall into place. The people who once tried to oppose you, the situations that seemed impossible, will begin to shift in your favor. It is not because you fought back, but because the power that governs the universe is working behind the scenes to bring about your good. What was once a threat becomes a stepping stone, and what was once a roadblock becomes a pathway. Trusting the divine to fight for you doesn't mean that you sit idle or become passive. It means that you act when prompted, walk when guided, and wait when needed. You align your actions with the divine rhythm, confident that you are never alone in the journey. And when you see the miraculous unfold, you will know that it wasn't your own efforts, but the strength of divine justice that made it all possible. This is the power of surrendering to the process, letting go of your need to control, and allowing the universe to work in ways that are far greater than anything you could have planned for yourself. In life, there are moments when it feels as though you have been left to struggle alone, when the weight of your burdens feels unbearable and it seems like every door is closed. These moments are often the hardest to endure because they tap into our deepest fears and doubts. But in those very moments of seeming isolation, something incredible is happening beneath the surface. What may appear to be a delay, a setback, or even a time of rejection is, in fact, the very moment in which divine intervention is at work. While you may not understand it, God is preparing you for something greater than you can comprehend in your current state. His timing is never premature, nor is it late. It is always perfect. The difficulties you face, the times when you feel that you have to struggle and push harder than ever before, are not signs of abandonment or defeat. They are part of a higher process. When God delays something in your life, He is preparing the environment, the circumstances, and even you for a breakthrough that is beyond your current understanding. There is a divine purpose behind every delay. You might feel as though your plans are stalling, that the answers are not coming, or that you are being passed over while others seem to succeed. But these delays are not denials. They are times of preparation, times when God is fine-tuning what you will become in order to handle the greatness that is coming your way. Think of it this way: when a seed is planted, it doesn't immediately burst into a full-grown tree. It undergoes a process of growth that happens beneath the soil, unseen by the naked eye. The delays, the challenges, and the struggles are like the growth of that seed. They are shaping you into something stronger, more resilient, and more capable of withstanding the weight of the blessings that are coming your way. If that seed were to suddenly sprout too quickly, it wouldn't be able to survive the elements that come with the full bloom of life. Similarly, if you were to receive your blessings too soon, you might not be equipped to handle them. The delays you experience are divine protection, ensuring that when the breakthrough comes, you are fully prepared to thrive, not just survive. While it might feel uncomfortable, while the weight might seem unbearable, it is precisely in these moments that God is building your character, your patience, and your trust. The process is forming you into the person who will appreciate and manage the blessings that will soon come. The delay is not a sign that God is not hearing your prayers or that your desires are going unanswered. It is a sign that He is taking the time to prepare you to ensure that when your time comes, you are ready to step into the fullness of your destiny without hesitation or fear. When things aren't happening on your timeline, it's easy to think that your efforts are in vain. But the truth is that your efforts are not in vain. They are simply being perfected through time. The obstacles you face are not meant to stop you. They are meant to strengthen you. The rejection, the delays, and the unanswered prayers are not punishments. They are part of a divine process that will lead you to greater things. Trust that God's delay is part of His plan to bring about a greater, more powerful version of you. As you move forward through the delays, hold on to the promise that everything is working together for your good. The challenge you face is not a dead end, but a detour that will eventually bring you to a place of greater understanding and greater reward. Your breakthrough is coming not because you are striving, but because you have trusted the process and allowed yourself to grow. The delay is simply a part of the divine rhythm of life, where everything unfolds in perfect timing, ensuring that you will receive what you need when you are fully ready to embrace it. The fight is not yours, but the victory is yours as you allow God to orchestrate the timing of your blessings. As we journey through life, it is easy to become overwhelmed by the struggles, the delays, and the obstacles that seem to stand in our way. But today, remember that you do not need to lift a finger to force outcomes. You are not alone in this battle, and the divine power working on your behalf is far greater than any force that seeks to oppose you. Every challenge you face, every moment of waiting is part of a higher plan, a divine purpose being unfolded in your life. Trust in the process. Trust that the timing is perfect, that the delay is not a denial, and that what is meant for you will come exactly when you are ready to receive it. Your victory is guaranteed, not because of your own efforts, but because of the power that orchestrates the universe. In every struggle, there is a lesson. In every delay, there is preparation. So let go of the need to control and simply walk in faith, knowing that everything is working together for your good. The battle is not yours to fight, but the victory will be yours to claim. Keep trusting, keep believing, and know that your breakthrough is just around the corner. There are times in life when you may feel the pressure to justify your decisions, actions, or beliefs to others. You might find yourself defending your choices, explaining why you do what you do, or even trying to make others understand your journey. But today, I want to remind you of something powerful. You don't need to explain yourself in front of anyone. You were created with a purpose, and that purpose is uniquely yours. You are not here to live for the approval of others, nor are you here to seek validation for every step you take. The truth is, people may never fully understand your vision, your calling, or your mission, and that's okay. The only one who truly knows your purpose is the Creator, and He doesn't require an explanation from you. Understand this. The world may challenge you, question your motives, or try to impose its standards on you. But the moment you realize that you are living in alignment with your true calling, you free yourself from the weight of others' expectations. Stop explaining your every move as if your life needs to make sense to everyone around you. When you are walking in your purpose, your actions will speak louder than any explanation. People will always have opinions. They will have suggestions, judgments, and even criticisms. But your life is not meant to be a public performance for others to critique. You were designed to live authentically, to pursue your dreams, and to become the person you were meant to be, not to meet someone else. Too often we seek the validation of others because we're afraid of rejection or misunderstanding. But the more you explain yourself, the more you allow others to dictate your worth, the more you try to fit into their mold, the further you stray from your true identity. You don't need to seek permission to live your life. Your worth is not determined by how others perceive you, but by how you stand firm in your own beliefs and purpose. Never forget that there is power in silence. There is strength in walking confidently without the need for constant explanations. Your actions will reveal your intentions, and your commitment to your purpose will speak volumes. Be so focused on your mission that you no longer feel the need to justify your every decision. If your choices are, understand that you are not accountable to people, you are accountable to yourself and to the Creator who designed you. You don't have to convince anyone that you are worthy, capable, or deserving of your dreams. Trust that the right people will see your value and the right opportunities will come. The ones who truly matter will never require an explanation. They will see your actions, hear your heart, and know that you are walking in the right direction. It's time to step into your true identity with confidence. No more apologizing for who you are or explaining why you're going after your dreams. Live boldly, live authentically, and let your life be the testimony of your purpose. Stop seeking the approval of others, for your destiny is too great to be measured by their standards. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. Just keep moving forward in the path that was designed for you. Your life is not meant to revolve around the opinions and judgments of others. So often we find ourselves trying to fit into molds that others have created for us. trying to live up to expectations that are not even aligned with our true purpose. We adjust our path, slow down our progress, or even abandon our dreams, all in the effort to gain approval or avoid conflict. But I want to remind you today, you were created for a specific purpose, and that purpose is yours alone. It's not about fitting in or conforming to what others expect of you. Your life's mission is unique, and when you start living in alignment with it, you'll find that you no longer feel the need to explain yourself. The world will tell you to follow this path or that one, to pursue this career or take this direction. But your purpose doesn't come from what others say is right for you. It comes from the inner calling that you've been given, from the gifts, talents, and vision you've been blessed with. You were designed to make an impact in a way that no one else can. The moment you start chasing the approval of others, you begin to compromise that unique purpose. You start becoming someone you were never meant to be. And you stray from the very essence of your calling. When you focus on living for your purpose, you stop measuring your life by the standards set by others. You stop trying to fit into predefined boxes or seeking validation in places that were never intended to affirm you. Your purpose is your guide, and it is more powerful than any opinion or expectation placed on you. You are not here to simply blend in with the crowd. You were created to stand out, to live out your mission without fear or hesitation. When you understand this, you release the need for external validation and start living with true confidence. Your purpose is the compass that will lead you through life's challenges, its twists and turns, its moments of doubt and confusion. It's what gives you the courage to take steps that others may not understand and to move forward in the face of adversity. The journey you are on is not for anyone else to understand. It's for you. Your purpose doesn't need to be explained to anyone because it's already written in your heart. When you walk with that understanding, the pressure to seek approval, to explain your every move begins to fade. The path to fulfilling your purpose may not always be easy, and it may not always make sense to others, but that's okay. As long as you are walking in alignment with what you know is true for you, you are on the right track. You don't need anyone else to validate your decisions, your choices, or your direction. Trust the purpose that is placed within you, for it is greater than any external expectation. You were created to live for that purpose, and it's time to embrace it fully, unapologetically, and without the need to explain yourself to anyone. You see, there is a fundamental truth that we often overlook in our lives. Only the Creator truly knows your purpose. It's easy to get caught up in seeking validation from the people around you, trying to fit into a mold that society or even close friends and family have set for you. But no matter how much advice or feedback you receive, there's something much deeper that only the Creator understands. The blueprint for your life, the plan that was designed specifically for you long before you were even born. Your purpose wasn't formed based on the opinions of others or the circumstances you find yourself in. It is deeply rooted in the divine plan, and that plan cannot be fully grasped by anyone except the one who gave it to you. The Creator knows the desires of your heart, the path you are meant to walk, and the mission you are meant to accomplish in this world. Every step you take, every decision you make is part of a grand design that no one else can fully comprehend. It's easy to forget this truth when we're surrounded by people who may not understand our journey, or who may be quick to criticize the choices we make. But the only voice that truly matters, the only voice that holds the key to your destiny, is the voice of the Creator. And that voice does not need an explanation from you. You were formed with purpose, and no one else can tell you how to fulfill that purpose better than the one who created you. Others may suggest what they think is best for you, but these are just opinions. based on their own experiences, biases, and understanding. Their perspective is limited. They cannot see the intricate plan that the Creator has laid out for you. Only the Creator knows the full potential that lies within you, and only He can direct your path in ways that align with your true purpose. There is no need to justify your decisions or explain your direction to others, because they cannot fully grasp the depth of your calling. In fact, when you live in alignment with the Creator's plan, you begin to understand that you are not accountable to anyone but Him. Others may question, criticize, or even challenge your choices. But if you are certain that you are being led by a higher purpose, then the opinions of others become irrelevant. The more you trust in the Creator's guidance, the more you realize that you don't need to seek approval from others. Your validation comes from Him alone. Your purpose is not a public negotiation. It's not something that needs to be explained to everyone you meet. It's a divine assignment that only the Creator fully understands, and your role is to trust Him and walk in the direction He has set for you. When you do that, you release yourself from the need to justify every step to others. You realize that the only explanation required is the one you give to yourself as you follow the path that has already been marked for you. Remember, there will always be voices. Some may encourage you, others may discourage you, but none of them have the final say over your destiny. Only the Creator has that power. You were made to walk a path that no one else can walk for you. They may try to offer guidance or ask questions, but their understanding is limited. Only the Creator knows the full extent of what He has in store for you. So trust in that, trust in His plan, and move forward without the need to explain yourself. The Creator has already laid out everything you need to succeed, and He does not need you to justify your purpose to anyone. When you begin to live in alignment with your true purpose, something powerful happens. You no longer feel the weight of others' expectations. Too often we find ourselves tethered to the opinions and judgments of others, seeking their approval and adjusting our actions to fit their ideals. It's as if we've given others the authority to shape our lives, dictating the path we take, the choices we make, and even the dreams we chase. But when you align yourself with your purpose, you release the need to conform to the standards set by anyone else. You become free from the opinions that hold you back, and you step into a life that is fully yours. Expectations are everywhere, whether they come from family, friends, colleagues, or society as a whole. These external pressures can weigh heavily on your shoulders, making you second-guess your decisions or feel inadequate for not measuring up to someone else's vision of success. The reality is that when you are living according to your true calling, you are no longer bound by these expectations. The world will try to impose its standards, its timelines, and its definitions of success on you. But when you recognize that your purpose is yours and yours alone, those external forces begin to lose their grip on you. Living for the approval of others means you are constantly compromising who you are. You begin to shape your decisions around what will make others happy, what will gain their validation, or what will keep the peace. You may start to push aside your own desires, your own dreams, and your own aspirations just to fit in or to avoid conflict. But this is a dangerous place to be because you are no longer living authentically. You are sacrificing your true self to appease others. And in doing so, you lose the connection to the very purpose that was meant to guide you. When you free yourself from the need to meet others' expectations, you step into your full potential. Your decisions are no longer swayed by what others think or how they perceive your choices. Instead, you make decisions based on your inner truth, your vision, and your purpose. You trust in your ability to navigate your own journey, knowing that you are on the right path. The power of living authentically is that you no longer need to explain yourself. because you are confident in your choices, and those choices are rooted in your true purpose. When you live in alignment with your purpose, the pressure to conform dissipates. You stop trying to prove yourself to others, and instead you focus on being true to who you are. The more you live for your purpose, the less you feel the need to explain your every move. You start to realize that the opinions of others do not define you, nor do they determine your success. You are free to make choices that align with your values and your vision, even if others don't understand them. This freedom allows you to make bold decisions, take risks, and pursue dreams that might seem impossible to those around you. Your vision will no longer be clouded by the fear of what others think. You will no longer be distracted by the noise of judgment and criticism. Instead, you will be focused on fulfilling the purpose that is uniquely yours. Living in alignment with your purpose means choosing the path that feels right for you, regardless of whether others approve or not. And as you do, you begin to experience a deep sense of peace and fulfillment because you are living in truth, and that truth is enough. There is an undeniable power in the actions you take, a power that speaks louder than any words you could ever say. We live in a world where it's easy to get caught up in justifying every decision, explaining every step, and offering countless reasons for why we do what we do. But the truth is, your actions tell the story of who you are far more effectively than any explanation ever could. When you are living out your purpose, your actions become the most profound expression of your beliefs, your values, and your intentions. And those actions, rooted in authenticity, speak volumes to the world around you. Think about the people you admire most in life. They don't need to explain themselves or convince others of their worth. Their actions, the choices they make, the way they live their lives, the way they treat others are a clear reflection of their purpose. It's in their actions that you see their character, their strength, and their conviction. And that's the kind of impact you can have when you stop explaining yourself and start living from a place of purpose. Your actions will naturally align with your values, and people will begin to recognize that without you needing to say a word. In a world filled with noise and distractions, words can often be misunderstood, misinterpreted, or even ignored. But actions have a way of cutting through the confusion. Actions carry weight, and they are powerful enough to demonstrate your true intentions. When you live with purpose, your decisions and actions radiate authenticity. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth or your mission. Your actions do that for you. And what's even more powerful is that your actions can inspire others to do the same. People don't just follow words, they follow the examples set by others. When you live by your purpose and let your actions reflect it, you become a living example of what it means to walk in authenticity. This doesn't mean that you won't face challenges or setbacks. You might encounter moments where others question your decisions or where the road ahead seems unclear. But even in those moments, your actions remain the most powerful testament to your commitment to your purpose. The way you rise above adversity, the way you continue to move forward despite obstacles, is what speaks to others about your strength and resolve. Your actions in their raw, unspoken form will say everything that words cannot. The beauty of living with purpose is that you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You no longer feel the need to justify your decisions or seek permission. Your actions become the embodiment of your purpose, and they are more than enough to show the world who you are and what you stand for. When you stop explaining, you allow your life to speak for itself. Your consistency in living by your purpose becomes the loudest message you can send to others. And it's a message that resonates far more deeply than any explanation ever could. People will see your actions and understand your values, your character, and your mission, not because you told them, but because you demonstrated it through every step you take. When you live with purpose, you don't need to rely on words to explain your decisions. Your life will speak for itself. And in that quiet power of living authentically, you will begin to inspire those around you to do the same. Actions, after all, are the truest form of communication we have. As you continue to walk in your purpose and align your life with the Creator's plan, you will come to realize that the only validation you truly need is the validation that comes from within. For far too long, we have sought the approval of others to measure our worth and our actions. We seek reassurance from family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers, hoping that their validation will confirm that we are on the right track. But when you understand your true value and recognize that your worth is not defined by others, something extraordinary happens. You are freed from the need to explain yourself. We often base our self-worth on external factors, how others perceive us, how they respond to our actions, or how they measure our success. We might find ourselves constantly looking for approval or praise, constantly trying to meet the expectations set by others. But the truth is, these external validations are fleeting. They come and go, and they are subject to the biases and limited perspectives of others. When you live with purpose and understand that your worth is not dependent on external validation, you begin to detach from the need to explain your choices. You begin to trust your own inner compass. This internal validation is powerful because it comes from a place of knowing who you are, what you stand for, and where you are going. It comes from a deep understanding that your life has meaning regardless of how others perceive it. When you validate yourself from within, you stop looking outside yourself for affirmation. You trust in your decisions, knowing that you are walking the path that has been uniquely designed for you. Journeyman, on the journey of your life, this inner strength becomes your foundation, and you no longer feel the need to justify your actions or your purpose to anyone. Think about how often we seek external validation, how we post on social media hoping for likes or comments, how we share our achievements hoping that others will notice. But what happens when that validation doesn't come? What happens when you don't get the recognition you expect? It can be disheartening, discouraging, and even lead to self-doubt. But when you begin to validate yourself from within, none of that matters anymore. You no longer feel the need to seek approval from others because you already know that your value is not contingent on what they think or say. You are enough, just as you are. This doesn't mean that you stop listening to the opinions of those you trust or that you reject feedback altogether. What it means is that you no longer rely on those opinions to determine your self-worth. You filter all advice, criticism, and praise through the lens of your own understanding of who you are. And when you know who you are, when you trust the path you're on, you no longer feel the need to explain yourself. The need for validation dissipates because you are grounded in the truth of your purpose. When you stop explaining yourself, you embrace a life of confidence and authenticity. You understand that no one else can define your journey, and you trust that your internal guidance system, shaped by your values, experiences, and faith, is all you need. This internal validation allows you to walk confidently in your purpose, make decisions without hesitation, and move through life without constantly seeking approval. The freedom that comes with knowing that your worth is already established, that it doesn't depend on others' opinions, is immeasurable. You become empowered to live your life on your own terms, with the confidence that comes from knowing your value is innate and unshakable. Ultimately, the more you rely on internal validation, the more liberated you become from the need to explain yourself. You don't need anyone's permission to be who you are or to live out your purpose. You trust that your journey is yours to take. And the only affirmation you require is the peace and fulfillment you feel when you're living authentically. As you begin to walk confidently in your purpose, a profound shift occurs in how you interact with the world. You start to realize that not everyone will understand or approve of the path you're taking. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's essential. When you are living authentically and following the calling on your life, there will be moments when others don't see or recognize your journey. But in those moments, you must understand that it's not your responsibility to make them understand. Your purpose is yours alone. And the validation or understanding of others is not a prerequisite for you to continue moving forward. It's natural to desire understanding. We all want to be seen, to be heard, and to be accepted for who we are. But when you understand the deeper truth that your purpose is unique to you, you stop waiting for others to grasp it. People have their own perceptions, experiences, and biases. And while some might support you, others might question you or even criticize your decisions. That's part of the process. But when you are grounded in the understanding that your journey is yours to fulfill, you begin to accept that their understanding of you, or lack thereof, is not an obstacle, but simply a part of your evolution. The need to explain yourself fades when you realize that your value doesn't depend on anyone else's comprehension. There will always be people who look at your life, your choices, and your progress and fail to see what you see. But that's because they're not meant to walk your path. They might not be able to understand your purpose because their own path is different. This is why it is crucial to stop seeking validation from others. Their journey is not your journey, and their perception of your life does not define your worth or your direction. You have been given a unique calling, and it doesn't need to be justified in the eyes of those who can't see it. Moreover, you will find that when you stop trying to explain yourself, you begin to experience a deeper peace. The more you explain, the more you feel the need to defend your actions, and the more energy you expend on trying to win others over. It becomes exhausting to constantly provide reasons, to put your decisions into words, and to seek permission or approval. The moment you stop trying to convince others of your path is the moment you step into a place of deep peace, because you no longer feel the need to justify your every move. You are free from the pressure of explaining yourself. You begin to realize that no amount of explanation will ever make someone see the world the way you do. Their perspectives are shaped by their own experiences, and that is something outside of your control. This freedom to live without explaining yourself is also deeply empowering. It allows you to act decisively and with conviction. You can move forward in your purpose without second-guessing every step, without worrying about how others will perceive your choices. Instead, you make decisions based on your values, your beliefs, and your mission. You trust in your ability to make the right choices for yourself, regardless of whether others approve or not. And in doing so, you become a beacon of strength and confidence, inspiring others to do the same. As you continue on your journey, the world around you may shift. Some people will fall away because they cannot understand or align with your path, and that is perfectly natural. But others will be drawn to you because they see the confidence and peace that comes with living authentically. Your life will begin to attract those who resonate with your purpose, and while it may not be the majority, it will be the people who are meant to walk alongside you in this chapter of your life. This understanding liberates you from the fear of judgment and criticism. The fear of what others think no longer holds power over you. You stop caring about explaining yourself, and instead you begin to live in a way that is aligned with your deepest convictions. You trust in the fact that your purpose is worthy, and it will unfold in the right time and in the right way, regardless of the opinions of others. As you do so, you'll find that your life begins to speak volumes, even without uttering a single word. Your actions, your peace, and your fulfillment will become the greatest testimony to the power of living without the need for external validation. When you understand that you don't need to explain yourself, you also realize that there is a profound truth at play. Not everyone is meant to understand or agree with you, and that's okay. As you grow in your purpose and begin to walk in alignment with the higher calling on your life, you will find that people will either support your journey or challenge. You will encounter those who question your decisions, who criticize your methods, or who simply don't comprehend why you're doing what you're doing. This can be difficult, especially when those voices come from people you respect or care about. But the reality is that not everyone is equipped to understand the fullness of your journey. They can only see through the lens of their own experiences, their own limitations, and their own understanding. This is not a reflection of your worth or the value of your mission. It is simply a reflection of the fact that each person walks their own path, and their vision is limited to their own experiences. You may be on a journey that requires you to make decisions that others can't immediately grasp, and that's because it wasn't meant for them to understand. They may not have the context or the vision that you do. Your purpose is a personal revelation that has been given to you, and its manifestation might look different than what others expect or imagine. In these moments, it's essential to remember that their misunderstanding is not a setback or a reason for you to explain yourself. Instead, it's an invitation for you to trust your journey even more deeply. In a world where everyone has an opinion and where social media amplifies the voices of the masses, it's easy to get lost in the noise and feel the pressure to explain yourself. But when you realize that not everyone will understand, you also realize that their understanding, or lack thereof, doesn't determine your worth or the validity of your choices. You are the only one who truly knows the path you're meant to walk. And that's why it's so crucial to develop the inner strength to trust yourself and your purpose, even when others may not see it. The more you try to explain, the more you risk diminishing the power and integrity of your journey. People may not always understand right away, and they might never fully comprehend the intricacies of your vision. That's part of the process. But this should never deter you from walking confidently in your purpose. By accepting that not everyone will understand, you free yourself from the exhausting need to seek approval or validation. You no longer feel the burden of convincing others that your decisions are right or that your path is valid. Instead, you begin to trust that your journey has been designed for you and that you will reach the destination you are meant to reach, whether others understand it or not. This is where true freedom lies, in knowing that your life, your choices, and your purpose are not meant to be explained to everyone. You don't need the world to agree with you for you to keep moving forward. You don't need them to validate your direction for you to walk boldly in it. The people who are meant to understand you, to walk alongside you, and to support your journey will find their way into your life. They will come at the right time, not because you explain yourself to them, but because they resonate with the energy of your purpose and the authenticity of your actions. These people will be your true allies, the ones who see you for who you truly are, and the ones who encourage you to continue even when the path gets tough. But they will only be able to find you when you stop wasting energy trying to explain and justify yourself to those who are not meant to understand. And so, as you walk forward, understand that the need to explain yourself diminishes when you trust in the uniqueness of your journey. You don't need everyone to get it. In fact, you shouldn't expect them to. The strength lies in the quiet knowing that your path is yours and yours alone. You are walking it because it's your purpose, your calling, and your responsibility to fulfill it. You don't need to convince anyone of that. You just need to trust that it's enough to know it for yourself. As you grow in understanding, you'll discover that the world is filled with noise, opinions, judgments, and expectations from others, all trying to shape who you are and dictate how you should live. But when you stop feeling the need to explain yourself, you reclaim your power and begin to cultivate a deeper sense of peace, the external noise, the judgmental comments, the unsolicited advice, none of it has the power to define you when you know who you are. In fact, when you are no longer compelled to explain yourself to others, the external noise becomes less and less important. It's not easy to let go of the urge to justify your actions. We've all been conditioned to seek approval, to explain ourselves, and to provide reasons for everything we do. We worry about what others think, and we fear being misunderstood. But the truth is that no matter how much we try to explain ourselves, there will always be someone who doesn't get it, who doesn't agree, or who simply doesn't understand our perspective. And that's okay. In these moments, you must remind yourself that their opinion of you, their judgment is not your truth. Their perception of you is not your reality. When you stop feeling the need to explain yourself, you free up mental and emotional energy that was once spent on trying to please others or win their approval. Instead of focusing on how to make others understand, you begin to focus on what is most important to you, your purpose, your growth, your alignment with your values. This shift in focus allows you to live more authentically. You stop making decisions based on what others will think or say. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop hesitating, wondering if you need to explain yourself or justify your actions to someone else. You begin to make choices from a place of inner clarity, knowing that you are the only one who truly understands your path. Letting go of the need to explain yourself also removes the fear of judgment. Think about how much of your energy has been consumed by worrying about what others might think or say. How often have you held back from doing something you felt called to do simply because you feared how others would react? When you stop explaining yourself, you let go of that fear. You no longer live in the shadow of judgment. Instead, you begin to walk with the confidence that comes from within. You trust your own instincts, your own decision-making process, and the guidance of your inner wisdom. In this space, you begin to realize that the opinions of others, whether positive or negative, are fleeting. They don't define you. You are not defined by the praise you receive, nor are you defined by the criticism you face. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop living for the approval of others. Your sense of worth no longer fluctuates based on how others perceive you. You understand that your worth is intrinsic, and it's not contingent on external validation. This freedom from the need to explain yourself allows you to embrace your own uniqueness without hesitation or fear. As you continue to walk this path, you find that your relationships with others begin to evolve. Those who are truly meant to be a part of your journey will respect you for who you are, even if they don't fully understand the details of your path. They will trust that you are living your truth, and they will support you because they see the authenticity. The people who are meant to challenge you, to help you grow, and to push you forward will not need you to explain yourself. They will recognize that your journey is unfolding exactly as it's meant to, and they will respect the wisdom in your decisions. Those who are not meant to walk with you, those who don't resonate with your purpose, may fall away, and that's part of the process. You don't need to hold on to people who can't see you or understand you for who you truly are. You don't need to justify your life to people who are not aligned with your mission. When you stop explaining yourself, you create space for those who will truly appreciate your journey and your purpose to enter your life. Ultimately, when you stop feeling the need to explain yourself, you unlock a powerful freedom. You no longer give others the power to dictate how you should feel, how you should live, or what choices you should make. You trust yourself, you trust your purpose, and you trust the journey that you are on. This trust, this confidence, becomes a guiding light in your life. It becomes the foundation upon which you build your decisions, your relationships, and your future. When you stop explaining yourself, you are no longer a prisoner to the expectations of others. You are a free, empowered individual walking boldly in your purpose. When you stop explaining yourself, you take back the control of your life and your decisions. This is a crucial point to understand because much of our stress and anxiety comes from trying to live up to others' expectations, from seeking validation, and from justifying our choices. Every time we feel the need to explain why we are doing something, why we are moving in a particular direction, or why we've made certain decisions, we are, in essence, giving away our power. We are allowing other people's opinions to hold weight over our own. The truth is, the more you feel the need to explain yourself, the less you are honoring your own judgment and your inner voice. You are seeking approval from those around you, whether consciously or unconsciously. This often leads to self-doubt and confusion because the more you seek to please others or get them to understand, the more you lose touch with your own truth. And when you lose touch with your truth, you are no longer making decisions from a place of strength, but from a place of fear. You start doubting whether you're making the right choice because you're constantly questioning whether it aligns with others' expectations. When you stop explaining yourself, however, you shift from a position of weakness to a position of strength. You reclaim your authority over your life, your choices, and your purpose. You acknowledge that you don't need anyone's permission to live your truth. You realize that the decisions you make are for you to make, and that you don't need to justify them to anyone. You begin to trust that you are enough, that your instincts are valid, and that your journey is uniquely yours. This shift in mindset allows you to make choices from a place of inner peace and clarity without the interference of other people's opinions. Moreover, not explaining yourself also allows you to take full ownership of your decisions, both the good and the bad. When you take full responsibility for your actions without the crutch of needing to explain why you did something, you cultivate self-confidence. Instead of feeling like you owe someone an explanation for your choices, you start taking ownership of the direction your life is heading. Instead of taking ownership of the direction your life is heading, this empowerment is transformative because you stop deflecting responsibility and instead embrace the strength that comes with owning your decisions. You no longer look for external validation because you trust that your choices align with your purpose and your truth. By no longer feeling the need to explain yourself, you also remove the need to defend your actions. Defending ourselves often comes from a place of insecurity or fear. We defend our choices because we fear being judged or misunderstood. However, when you stop explaining yourself, you stop the cycle of defending. Instead of feeling the need to explain or justify, you stand in your decisions with confidence, knowing that they are right for you. You also release the weight of defending your life and actions to others who may never understand. This is liberating because it frees up your energy, allowing you to focus on what truly matters, living with purpose and authenticity. Additionally, letting go of the need to explain yourself means letting go of the fear of judgment. Often we spend so much time wondering what others will think of us, whether they will approve of our actions or whether we will be criticized. This fear can paralyze us, stopping us from taking bold steps toward our dreams. But when you stop explaining yourself, you release that fear. You no longer seek to please others or conform to their expectations. Instead, you focus on staying true to your path, knowing that your worth does not depend on their approval. When you stop explaining yourself, it also gives you the space to grow. You allow yourself the freedom to evolve, to make mistakes, and to learn without the pressure of others' opinions. People will often judge you for things they don't understand or they will try to put you in a box that fits their perception of you. But when you stop explaining yourself, you stop shrinking to fit into those boxes. You give yourself the freedom to grow and transform into the person you're meant to be, without being restricted by others' narrow views. This is how you begin to live more authentically. When you let go of the need to explain, you stop trying to fit into someone else's expectations of who you should be. You are free to express your true self, to take the actions that align with your heart, and to pursue the life you truly want. This freedom is not just about rejecting others' judgments. It's about embracing your own sovereignty. It's about standing tall in your truth, knowing that your choices are valid because they are yours. In essence, when you stop explaining yourself, you stop allowing the world to dictate how you should live. You take full control of your life, trusting that your choices are valid even if no one else understands them. You create a life based on your values, your purpose, and your vision, free from the need for external validation or approval. This power to live unapologetically, to walk your path without needing to justify your actions to anyone, is one of the most liberating experiences you can have. It allows you to become the person you were always meant to be, living in alignment with your highest calling, not because you explain yourself, but because you trusted yourself. You are the universe. Take a moment to reflect on that profound truth. Within each of us lies the essence of creation, a spark of divinity that connects us to the vast cosmos. You are not just a spectator in this world, you are a vital part of it, intricately woven into the fabric of existence. When you understand this, you begin to recognize your immense potential. We often underestimate the power we hold. The universe is abundant, and so are you. The same energy that fuels the stars, the same force that drives the tides, flows through you. You are not separate from the world around you. You are the very manifestation of it. Each thought you think, each word you speak creates ripples in the universe. You are a creator in your own right. Imagine the limitless possibilities that await you when you embrace this truth. When you walk in the awareness of your connection to the universe, you begin to attract the things you desire. Your life becomes a canvas and you hold the brush. The challenges you face are not obstacles, they are opportunities for growth. Embrace them. They are part of your journey, shaping you into the person you are meant to be. But remember, as you navigate this journey, the universe responds to your mindset. If you believe you are limited, you will remain in a cycle of limitation. If you believe you are abundant, the universe will open its doors to endless possibilities. Your beliefs shape your reality. You have the power to transform your life by simply changing your thoughts. Let go of the fear that holds you back. Fear is a thief that steals your dreams and diminishes your potential. Stand tall and declare your worth. You are worthy of greatness. You are meant to shine brightly, illuminating the path for others to follow. When you rise, you lift those around you, creating a collective force that can change the world. The universe is waiting for you to step into your greatness. The moment you decide to embrace your true self, you become a beacon of hope and inspiration. Your journey is not just about you, it is about the impact you make on others. As you cultivate your inner light, you ignite the flames in those around you. So I urge you today, recognize your power. Understand that you are the universe expressing itself in human form. Embrace your unique gifts and talents. Use them to create a life that reflects your highest ideals. Live with purpose and let your light shine. The world needs you. When you thrive, you contribute to the collective consciousness, and together we can create a brighter future. You are the universe, and the universe is you. Now go forth and manifest your destiny with confidence, courage, and love. The universe is in your hands. Every one of us carries within us a divine spark, a piece of the universe that connects us to something greater. This is not just a poetic notion, it is a profound truth that can transform your life. You are not merely a product of your environment or the circumstances surrounding you. You are a manifestation of the very essence of creation. The same energy that animates the stars and ignites the sun also flows through your veins. When you begin to comprehend this reality, you unlock a deeper understanding of who you are. You are an integral part of the cosmos, designed with a unique purpose. Every thought you think and every action you take sends ripples through the universe. The power you possess is immense because it is tied to the fundamental forces that govern existence itself. You are here to express this divine potential. Imagine the implications of this connection. It means you have access to limitless wisdom and creativity. The universe is alive, responding to your intentions and desires. When you align your thoughts and actions with your divine nature, you tap into an infinite source of possibilities. You are capable of creating, manifesting, and shaping your reality in ways that you may have never thought possible. This connection also means that you are not alone. The universe supports you in your journey. Every time you encounter a challenge, remember that you are part of something much larger than yourself. Your struggles are not just your own. They are shared experiences that resonate throughout the fabric of existence. This shared connection can provide comfort and strength during difficult times. Furthermore, recognizing your divine connection encourages a sense of responsibility. You are a co-creator with the universe. Your choices and actions matter. When you understand that you are a part of this grand design, you begin to see the significance of your contributions. You have the power to influence the world around you positively. Your light can shine brightly in the lives of others, inspiring them to recognize their own divine nature. As you embrace this truth, you will find that your self-worth will rise. You are not just another face in the crowd, you are a vital part of the universal tapestry. The gifts you possess are meant to be shared, and your unique voice adds richness to the collective harmony. Embrace your identity as a divine being and let it empower you to reach for your highest potential. When you acknowledge that you are the universe, you begin to see yourself and others through a lens of love and possibility. You realize that every person you meet is also a reflection of that divine spark, deserving of respect and kindness. This understanding fosters a sense of unity and compassion, encouraging you to uplift and support those around you. So let this truth resonate within you. You are the universe, and the universe is you. Embrace your divine connection and let it guide you toward a life of purpose, fulfillment, and extraordinary possibilities. You are here for a reason, and your existence is a testament to the greatness that lies within you. You are not just a passive observer in the grand tapestry of life. You are an active creator, endowed with immense power and potential. Understanding this truth can completely revolutionize how you approach your existence. The universe operates on principles of creation, and you are designed to participate in that process. Your thoughts are not merely fleeting ideas, they are seeds of possibility capable of manifesting into reality. When you recognize yourself as a creator, you begin to see that every choice you make has significance. You are not limited by your circumstances or by what others say about you. Instead, you have the ability to shape your destiny through your intentions and actions. The thoughts you harbor in your mind serve as the blueprints for your life. If you nurture positive, empowering thoughts, you can build a reality filled with joy, abundance, and fulfillment. This understanding calls for a radical shift in mindset. Instead of viewing yourself as a victim of your circumstances, embrace the idea that you hold the keys to your future. Each moment presents an opportunity for creation. You can choose how to respond to life's challenges. Will you react with fear or rise with courage? Will you let setbacks define you, or will you use them as stepping stones to greater heights? Your creative power extends beyond just personal experiences. It affects the environment around you, shaping the world in ways you may not even realize. Your energy, your enthusiasm, your positivity, these are contagious. When you exude confidence and passion, you inspire those around you to elevate their own lives. You become a catalyst for change, igniting sparks of potential in others as they witness the power of your belief in yourself. Moreover, understanding your role as a creator means taking responsibility for your life. It's easy to blame external factors when things don't go as planned, but true empowerment comes when you acknowledge that you have the ability to influence your circumstances. This doesn't mean denying the realities of life, but rather approaching challenges with the mindset that you can find solutions and opportunities for growth. Consider this: every great achievement in history began as a thought in someone's mind. The inventions we rely on, the art we cherish, and the philosophies we live by were all once just ideas. You have the same capacity for greatness within you. Do not underestimate the power of your imagination. The ability to visualize your goals is a vital aspect of the creative process. When you can see it in your mind, you can begin to create it in your life. To harness this power effectively, it's essential to cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness. Understand your strengths, your passions, and your unique gifts. What excites you? What are you naturally drawn to? These insights are clues that can guide your creative endeavors. You have a unique contribution to make to the world, and when you tap into your authentic self, you can create in ways that are not only fulfilling, but also impactful. Remember, creativity is not confined to artists or inventors. It resides in every one of us. Whether you are a teacher, a business person, a parent, or a friend, you possess the ability to create positive change. Approach each day with the mindset of a creator. Ask yourself, what can I build today? What impact can I make? This shift in perspective empowers you to seize each moment, transforming ordinary experiences into extraordinary opportunities for growth and contribution. Your life is a canvas waiting for your unique expression. With every thought and action, you are painting your reality. The colors you choose, joy, gratitude, love, will define the masterpiece that is your life. Be bold in your creation. Don't be afraid to dream big, to envision a life that reflects your deepest desires. You are not just here to exist, you are here to thrive, to flourish, and to leave a legacy of inspiration for others. When you recognize that life is abundant, you shift your perspective from one of scarcity to one of limitless possibilities. The universe is designed to provide, and it responds to the energy and mindset you project into the world. Abundance is not just about material wealth. It encompasses all areas of life: love, joy, health, and opportunity. When you align yourself with this truth, you open the floodgates for extraordinary experiences to flow into your life. Embracing an abundant mindset means acknowledging that there is more than enough for everyone. It liberates you from the fear of competition and the anxiety of not having enough. Instead of seeing others as threats or rivals, you begin to view them as allies in a shared journey. This shift in thinking creates a supportive environment where collaboration and community thrive. Imagine a world where everyone operated from a mindset of abundance, where people uplift each other instead of tearing one another down. In such an environment, creativity flourishes and everyone benefits from collective growth. One powerful aspect of this abundant mindset is the law of attraction. Like attracts like. When you radiate positivity and gratitude, you attract similar energies into your life. Your thoughts and emotions send out vibrations into the universe that align with your desires. If you focus on scarcity, worrying about what you lack, you will only invite more of that into your experience. However, when you celebrate your current blessings, you create a magnet for even greater abundance. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to abundance. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus from what you don't have to appreciating what you do have. Each moment spent in gratitude elevates your frequency and aligns you with the abundant flow of the universe. Take time daily to acknowledge your blessings, no matter how small. This practice nurtures a deeper connection with the world around you and reinforces the understanding that abundance is all around you. It's also important to recognize that abundance is not a destination, but a journey. You may encounter moments of difficulty or limitation, but these do not define your reality. Instead, view them as temporary challenges that serve a greater purpose. Each setback offers valuable lessons that contribute to your growth. Your response to these challenges can either confine you or catapult you to new heights. Choose to embrace them with the mindset of abundance, knowing that every experience is an opportunity for transformation. Moreover, the universe thrives on giving and receiving. When you give freely, whether it's your time, resources, or love, you open the channels of abundance in your life. Acts of kindness not only bless others, but also enrich your own spirit. The more you give, the more you receive. This is a fundamental principle of the universe. It's a beautiful cycle. As you contribute to the well-being of others, you create a ripple effect that enhances your own life and the lives of those around you. Remember, you have the power to create abundance in your life by changing your perception. Instead of waiting for external circumstances to change, start with your inner dialogue. Challenge limiting beliefs that tell you you're not enough or that you don't deserve success. Replace those thoughts with affirmations of abundance. Speak life into your dreams. Declare that you are worthy of the blessings you seek. This is not mere positive thinking. It is a powerful practice that aligns your reality with your intentions. Your imagination is a potent tool in this process. Visualize the life you desire, filled with love, joy, and abundance. Picture it in vivid detail and feel the emotions that come with it. Allow yourself. You are the universe. Take a moment to reflect on that profound truth. Within each of us lies the essence of creation, a spark of divinity that connects us to the vast cosmos. You are not just a spectator in this world, you are a vital part of it, intricately woven into the fabric of existence. When you understand this, you begin to recognize your immense potential. We often underestimate the power we hold. The universe is abundant, and so are you. The same energy that fuels the stars, the same force that drives the tides, flows through you. You are not separate from the world around you. You are the very manifestation of it. Each thought you think, each word you speak creates ripples in the universe. You are a creator in your own right. Imagine the limitless possibilities that await you when you embrace this truth. When you walk in the awareness of your connection to the universe, you begin to attract the things you desire. Your life becomes a canvas and you hold the brush. The challenges you face are not obstacles, they are opportunities for growth. Embrace them. They are part of your journey, shaping you into the person you are meant to be. But remember, as you navigate this journey, the universe responds to your mindset. If you believe you are limited, you will remain in a cycle of limitation. If you believe you are abundant, the universe will open its doors to endless possibilities. Your beliefs shape your reality. You have the power to transform your life by simply changing your thoughts. Let go of the fear that holds you back. Fear is a thief that steals your dreams and diminishes your potential. Stand tall and declare your worth. You are worthy of greatness. You are meant to shine brightly, illuminating the path for others to follow. When you rise, you lift those around you, creating a collective force that can change the world. The universe is waiting for you to step into your greatness. The moment you decide to embrace your true self, you become a beacon of hope and inspiration. Your journey is not just about you, it is about the impact you make on others. As you cultivate your inner light, you ignite the flames in those around you. So I urge you today, recognize your power. Understand that you are the universe expressing itself in human form. Embrace your unique gifts and talents. Use them to create a life that reflects your highest ideals. Live with purpose and let your light shine. The world needs you. When you thrive, you contribute to the collective consciousness, and together we can create a brighter future. You are the universe, and the universe is you. Now go forth and manifest your destiny with confidence, courage, and love. The universe is in your hands. Every one of us carries within us a divine spark, a piece of the universe that connects us to something greater. This is not just a poetic notion, it is a profound truth that can transform your life. You are not merely a product of your environment or the circumstances surrounding you. You are a manifestation of the very essence of creation. The same energy that animates the... You are the universe. Take a moment to reflect on that profound truth. Within each of us lies the essence of creation, a spark of divinity that connects us to the vast cosmos. You are not just a spectator in this world, you are a vital part of it, intricately woven into the fabric of existence. When you understand this, you begin to recognize your immense potential. We often underestimate the power we hold. The universe is abundant, and so are you. The same energy that fuels the stars, the same force that drives the tides, flows through you. You are not separate from the world around you. You are the very manifestation of it. Each thought you think, each word you speak creates ripples in the universe. You are a creator in your own right. Imagine the limitless possibilities that await you when you embrace this truth. When you walk in the awareness of your connection to the universe, you begin to attract the things you desire. Your life becomes a canvas and you hold the brush. The challenges you face are not obstacles, they are opportunities for growth. Embrace them. They are part of your journey, shaping you into the person you are meant to be. But remember, as you navigate this journey, the universe responds to your mindset. If you believe you are limited, you will remain in a cycle of limitation. If you believe you are abundant, the universe will open its doors to endless possibilities. Your beliefs shape your reality. You have the power to transform your life by simply changing your thoughts. Let go of the fear that holds you back. Fear is a thief that steals your dreams and diminishes your potential. Stand tall and declare your worth. You are worthy of greatness. You are meant to shine brightly, illuminating the path for others to follow. When you rise, you lift those around you, creating a collective force that can change the world. The universe is waiting for you to step into your greatness. The moment you decide to embrace your true self, you become a beacon of hope and inspiration. Your journey is not just about you, it is about the impact you make on others. As you cultivate your inner light, you ignite the flames in those around you. So I urge you today, recognize your power. Understand that you are the universe expressing itself in human form. Embrace your unique gifts and talents. Use them to create a life that reflects your highest ideals. Live with purpose and let your light shine. The world needs you. When you thrive, you contribute to the collective consciousness, and together we can create a brighter future. You are the universe, and the universe is you. Now go forth and manifest your destiny with confidence, courage, and love. The universe is in your hands. Every one of us carries within us a divine spark, a piece of the universe that connects us to something greater. This is not just a poetic notion, it is a profound truth that can transform your life. You are not merely a product of your environment or the circumstances surrounding you. You are a manifestation of the very essence of creation. The same energy that animates the stars and ignites the sun also flows through your veins. When you begin to comprehend this reality, you unlock a deeper understanding of who you are. You are an integral part of the cosmos, designed with a unique purpose. Every thought you think and every action you take sends ripples through the universe. The power you possess is immense because it is tied to the fundamental forces that govern existence itself. You are here to express this divine potential. Imagine the implications of this connection. It means you have access to limitless wisdom and creativity. The universe is alive, responding to your intentions and desires. When you align your thoughts and actions with your divine nature, you tap into an infinite source of possibilities. You are capable of creating, manifesting, and shaping your reality in ways that you may have never thought possible. This connection also means that you are not alone. The universe supports you in your journey. Every time you encounter a challenge, remember that you are part of something much larger than yourself. Your struggles are not just your own. They are shared experiences that resonate throughout the fabric of existence. This shared connection can provide comfort and strength during difficult times. Furthermore, recognizing your divine connection encourages a sense of responsibility. You are a co-creator with the universe. Your choices and actions matter. When you understand that you are a part of this grand design, you begin to see the significance of your contributions. You have the power to influence the world around you positively. Your light can shine brightly in the lives of others, inspiring them to recognize their own divine nature. As you embrace this truth, you will find that your self-worth will rise. You are not just another face in the crowd, you are a vital part of the universal tapestry. The gifts you possess are meant to be shared, and your unique voice adds richness to the collective harmony. Embrace your identity as a divine being and let it empower you to reach for your highest potential. When you acknowledge that you are the universe, you begin to see yourself and others through a lens of love and possibility. You realize that every person you meet is also a reflection of that divine spark, deserving of respect and kindness. This understanding fosters a sense of unity and compassion, encouraging you to uplift and support those around you. So let this truth resonate within you. You are the universe, and the universe is you. Embrace your divine connection and let it guide you toward a life of purpose, fulfillment, and extraordinary possibilities. You are here for a reason, and your existence is a testament to the greatness that lies within you. You are not just a passive observer in the grand tapestry of life. You are an active creator, endowed with immense power and potential. Understanding this truth can completely revolutionize how you approach your existence. The universe operates on principles of creation, and you are designed to participate in that process. Your thoughts are not merely fleeting ideas, they are seeds of possibility capable of manifesting into reality. When you recognize yourself as a creator, you begin to see that every choice you make has significance. You are not limited by your circumstances or by what others say about you. Instead, you have the ability to shape your destiny through your intentions and actions. The thoughts you harbor in your mind serve as the blueprints for your life. If you nurture positive, empowering thoughts, you can build a reality filled with joy, abundance, and fulfillment. This understanding calls for a radical shift in mindset. Instead of viewing yourself as a victim of your circumstances, embrace the idea that you hold the keys to your future. Each moment presents an opportunity for creation. You can choose how to respond to life's challenges. Will you react with fear or rise with courage? Will you let setbacks define you, or will you use them as stepping stones to greater heights? Your creative power extends beyond just personal experiences. It affects the environment around you, shaping the world in ways you may not even realize. Your energy, your enthusiasm, your positivity, these are contagious. When you exude confidence and passion, you inspire those around you to elevate their own lives. You become a catalyst for change, igniting sparks of potential in others as they witness the power of your belief in yourself. Moreover, understanding your role as a creator means taking responsibility for your life. It's easy to blame external factors when things don't go as planned, but true empowerment comes when you acknowledge that you have the ability to influence your circumstances. This doesn't mean denying the realities of life, but rather approaching challenges with the mindset that you can find solutions and opportunities for growth. Consider this: every great achievement in history began as a thought in someone's mind. The inventions we rely on, the art we cherish, and the philosophies we live by were all once just ideas. You have the same capacity for greatness within you. Do not underestimate the power of your imagination. The ability to visualize your goals is a vital aspect of the creative process. When you can see it in your mind, you can begin to create it in your life. To harness this power effectively, it's essential to cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness. Understand your strengths, your passions, and your unique gifts. What excites you? What are you naturally drawn to? These insights are clues that can guide your creative endeavors. You have a unique contribution to make to the world, and when you tap into your authentic self, you can create in ways that are not only fulfilling, but also impactful. Remember, creativity is not confined to artists or inventors. It resides in every one of us. Whether you are a teacher, a business person, a parent, or a friend, you possess the ability to create positive change. Approach each day with the mindset of a creator. Ask yourself, what can I build today? What impact can I make? This shift in perspective empowers you to seize each moment, transforming ordinary experiences into extraordinary opportunities for growth and contribution. Your life is a canvas waiting for your unique expression. With every thought and action, you are painting your reality. The colors you choose, joy, gratitude, love, will define the masterpiece that is your life. Be bold in your creation. Don't be afraid to dream big, to envision a life that reflects your deepest desires. You are not just here to exist, you are here to thrive, to flourish, and to leave a legacy of inspiration for others. When you recognize that life is abundant, you shift your perspective from one of scarcity to one of limitless possibilities. The universe is designed to provide, and it responds to the energy and mindset you project into the world. Abundance is not just about material wealth. It encompasses all areas of life: love, joy, health, and opportunity. When you align yourself with this truth, you open the floodgates for extraordinary experiences to flow into your life. Embracing an abundant mindset means acknowledging that there is more than enough for everyone. It liberates you from the fear of competition and the anxiety of not having enough. Instead of seeing others as threats or rivals, you begin to view them as allies in a shared journey. This shift in thinking creates a supportive environment where collaboration and community thrive. Imagine a world where everyone operated from a mindset of abundance, where people uplift each other instead of tearing one another down. In such an environment, creativity flourishes and everyone benefits from collective growth. One powerful aspect of this abundant mindset is the law of attraction. Like attracts like. When you radiate positivity and gratitude, you attract similar energies into your life. Your thoughts and emotions send out vibrations into the universe that align with your desires. If you focus on scarcity, worrying about what you lack, you will only invite more of that into your experience. However, when you celebrate your current blessings, you create a magnet for even greater abundance. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to abundance. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus from what you don't have to appreciating what you do have. Each moment spent in gratitude elevates your frequency and aligns you with the abundant flow of the universe. Take time daily to acknowledge your blessings, no matter how small. This practice nurtures a deeper connection with the world around you and reinforces the understanding that abundance is all around you. It's also important to recognize that abundance is not a destination, but a journey. You may encounter moments of difficulty or limitation, but these do not define your reality. Instead, view them as temporary challenges that serve a greater purpose. Each setback offers valuable lessons that contribute to your growth. Your response to these challenges can either confine you or catapult you to new heights. Choose to embrace them with the mindset of abundance, knowing that every experience is an opportunity for transformation. Moreover, the universe thrives on giving and receiving. When you give freely, whether it's your time, resources, or love, you open the channels of abundance in your life. Acts of kindness not only bless others, but also enrich your own spirit. The more you give, the more you receive. This is a fundamental principle of the universe. It's a beautiful cycle. As you contribute to the well-being of others, you create a ripple effect that enhances your own life and the lives of those around you. Remember, you have the power to create abundance in your life by changing your perception. Instead of waiting for external circumstances to change, start with your inner dialogue. Challenge limiting beliefs that tell you you're not enough or that you don't deserve success. Replace those thoughts with affirmations of abundance. Speak life into your dreams. Declare that you are worthy of the blessings you seek. This is not mere positive thinking. It is a powerful practice that aligns your reality with your intentions. Your imagination is a potent tool in this process. Visualize the life you desire, filled with love, joy, and abundance. Picture it in vivid detail and feel the emotions that come with it. Allow yourself to bask in the feelings of gratitude and fulfillment as if you have already achieved your goals. This practice strengthens your connection to the abundant energy of the universe and enhances your ability to manifest your desires. As you cultivate this abundant mindset, you will find that your experiences begin to reflect your beliefs. Opportunities will present themselves where you once saw obstacles. Resources will appear and connections will form, all in alignment with your newfound understanding of abundance. Your life will become a testament to the reality that when you believe in abundance, you can attract it in ways that exceed your expectations. In life, challenges are not merely obstacles, they are the very catalyst for your growth and transformation. Every setback, every disappointment, and every trial you face carries within it the seeds of opportunity. When you shift your perspective to see challenges as stepping stones rather than barriers, you empower yourself to rise above adversity and unlock your true potential. Each challenge you encounter is a lesson in disguise. It presents an opportunity to learn more about yourself and the world around you. When faced with difficulty, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? This question can guide you toward valuable insights that will shape your character and strengthen your resolve. Life is not meant to be easy, it is meant to be enriching. Growth often happens in the uncomfortable spaces of our lives. When we are pushed out of our comfort zones, we are forced to stretch, adapt, and evolve. Consider how challenges often reveal your strengths. In moments of difficulty, you discover resilience you may not have known existed within you. You learn how to tap into your inner resources and navigate the storms of life with grace. Every time you face a challenge and choose to rise, you build a reservoir of strength that prepares you for future trials. You become more equipped to handle whatever life throws your way. Moreover, embracing challenges fosters a deeper sense of empathy and understanding. As you navigate your own struggles, you develop a greater compassion for the challenges faced by others. You begin to see that everyone is fighting their battles, and this awareness connects you to the shared human experience. This connection not only enriches your relationships, but also positions you as a beacon of hope and encouragement for those around you. When you share your story of overcoming challenges, you inspire others to persevere in their own journeys. It is crucial to understand that challenges can lead to innovation and creativity. When faced with limitations, the human spirit often responds with ingenuity. Many of the world's greatest inventions and breakthroughs have emerged from the crucible of adversity. When you encounter obstacles, do not succumb to despair. Instead, channel that energy into creative problem solving. Allow your challenges to fuel your imagination and inspire you to think outside the box. You may uncover solutions that you never thought possible. Additionally, challenges offer you a chance to redefine your goals and aspirations. When things don't go as planned, it invites you to reevaluate your direction. You may discover that your original path no longer aligns with your true purpose. This re-examination can lead to newfound clarity and passion. Often, the detours we take during tough times are the ones that lead us to our greatest destinations. It is important to remember that facing challenges requires courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the ability to act in spite of it. Embrace your fear and acknowledge it as a natural part of the human experience. Allow it to coexist with your determination to overcome. When you take that courageous step forward, you demonstrate to yourself and others that you are committed to growth and transformation. You also have the power to change your narrative around challenges. Instead of viewing them as burdens, see them as opportunities for empowerment. Each challenge is an invitation to rise above your limitations, to prove to yourself that you are capable of greatness. Reframe your mindset, view each difficulty as a test of your resilience and an opportunity to affirm your strength. Lastly, remember that you are not alone in your struggles. The universe supports you in your journey. Seek guidance and wisdom from others who have faced similar challenges. Surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you. You don't have to navigate the tough times in isolation. Sharing your journey fosters connection and opens doors to collaboration and mutual support. As you embrace the idea that challenges are essential for growth, you will find that they no longer intimidate you. Instead, they become a natural part of your life's journey, fueling your progress and propelling you toward your ultimate destiny. You will emerge from each challenge stronger, wiser, and more equipped to face whatever comes next. Life becomes an adventure rich with opportunities for growth, and you become the hero of your own story, rising to meet each challenge with courage and determination. Understanding your purpose is the cornerstone of living an abundant and fulfilled life. When you tap into your unique purpose, you align your actions with the very essence of who you are. Each of us is created with a distinct mission, and discovering that mission is the key to unlocking a life filled with passion, meaning, and joy. This journey of self-discovery requires introspection and a willingness to explore the depths of your being. Your purpose is not merely a job title or a role in society. It is the driving force behind your existence. It is the reason you wake up each day with enthusiasm and a sense of direction. When you operate from a place of purpose, you engage with life more fully. You become aware of the opportunities around you and the impact you can make in the world. Each action you take becomes infused with meaning, transforming the mundane into something extraordinary. To uncover your purpose, begin by reflecting on your passions and interests. What excites you? What activities make you lose track of time? These passions are not random, they are clues to your purpose. They reveal the gifts you bring to the world. By engaging in what you love, you deepen your understanding of yourself and what you are meant to contribute. Your passions serve as a compass, guiding you toward your true calling. Another vital aspect of discovering your purpose is to pay attention to the experiences that resonate deeply within you. Look for the moments that stir your soul and ignite your spirit. These experiences often serve as signposts on your path to purpose. They provide insight into what truly matters to you and where you can make a meaningful impact. Be open to the lessons that life presents you, for they can illuminate the way forward. It is equally important to understand that your purpose may evolve over time. As you grow and change, so too will your understanding of your mission. This fluidity is a natural part of the human experience. Embrace it. Allow yourself the freedom to explore new avenues and interests. Each phase of your life brings new opportunities for growth and discovery, and your purpose may shift as you navigate these transitions. Engaging with your purpose also requires a commitment to self-awareness. It's essential to cultivate a practice of introspection, regularly checking in with yourself to ensure you are aligned with your true calling. Ask yourself tough questions. Am I living authentically? Am I pursuing what truly matters to me? This self-reflection will empower you to make choices that resonate with your core values and beliefs. As you grow in understanding your purpose, it is vital to connect with a community that supports your journey. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. These relationships provide encouragement and motivation as you navigate your path. Seek mentors who can offer guidance and wisdom. They can help you see your potential and the ways in which you can contribute to the world. Remember that your purpose is not solely for your benefit, it is meant to be shared. When you embrace your purpose, you inspire others to do the same. Your journey becomes a beacon of hope and encouragement for those around you. As you walk in your truth, you empower others to find their own paths, creating a ripple effect of transformation in your community. Additionally, your purpose is intricately connected to the service of others. When you align your passions with the needs of the world, you create a powerful synergy. Look for ways to contribute your gifts and talents in service of something greater than yourself. This act of service enriches your own life while making a profound impact on the lives of others. You are not just here to exist, you are here to make a difference. Finding and living your purpose requires courage. It may challenge you to step outside your comfort zone and confront your fears. Embrace that discomfort, for it is often in those moments that the most profound growth occurs. Trust the journey, even when the path is unclear. Every step you take in pursuit of your purpose brings you closer to living a life of fulfillment and authenticity. Lastly, remember that the universe has equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. You possess unique gifts and talents that are meant to be shared. Trust in your abilities and the value you bring to the world. You are not an accident, you are a deliberate creation designed with a purpose that only you can fulfill. Embrace the journey of discovering and living out your purpose, for it is the key to unlocking a life of abundance and joy. Embracing your uniqueness is a powerful affirmation of your identity and an essential step in realizing your potential. In a world that often encourages conformity, celebrating what sets you apart is vital. You were created with specific gifts, talents, and perspectives that no one else possesses. Recognizing and valuing these differences is key to unlocking your potential and contributing to the collective tapestry of humanity. Each of us is a masterpiece, intricately designed with a purpose that reflects our individuality. Your uniqueness is not just an aspect of who you are, it is a vital ingredient in the recipe for your success. When you embrace your distinct qualities, you gain the confidence to pursue your passions authentically. No one can fulfill your purpose like you can because it is uniquely yours. By acknowledging your individuality, you empower yourself to express your true self in every area of your life. One of the most significant barriers to embracing your uniqueness is the fear of judgment and comparison. Society often pressures us to fit a mold, leading many to hide their true selves in order to gain acceptance. But remember, true acceptance begins with self-acceptance. When you learn to love and appreciate who you are, the need for external validation diminishes. This self-love empowers you to stand tall in your authenticity, regardless of how others may perceive you. Your uniqueness is a gift that enables you to contribute to the world in ways that no one else can. Consider the talents and abilities you possess. These are not mere coincidences. They are the tools you have been given to make an impact. Whether you are a gifted artist, a compassionate listener, a skilled problem solver, or a creative thinker, your abilities are meant to be shared. When you operate from your strengths, you inspire others and uplift those around you. In this journey of embracing your uniqueness, it is essential to let go of the fear of failure. Often, the fear of not measuring up can hold us back from pursuing our true passions. But understand that failure is not the end, it is an opportunity for growth and learning. Each setback is a lesson that brings you closer to your goals. When you embrace your uniqueness, you understand that your journey is yours alone, and comparisons to others only serve to stifle your progress. Engaging with your unique qualities requires a commitment to self-discovery. Take time to explore your interests and passions. What brings you joy? What makes you feel alive? Allow yourself to experiment and try new things. This exploration can lead to the revelation of hidden talents and desires that you may not have previously recognized. It is in these moments of exploration that you truly come to understand the depth of your uniqueness. Another powerful aspect of embracing your individuality is the role of authenticity in your relationships. When you are true to yourself, you attract genuine connections with others. Authenticity fosters trust and openness, allowing you to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. You become a source of inspiration for those around you, encouraging them to embrace their own uniqueness. In this way, you contribute to a culture of authenticity that elevates the entire community. Moreover, your unique voice is essential in shaping the narrative of your life. Your experiences, perspectives, and insights are valuable contributions to the conversation of humanity. Share your story, your struggles, your triumphs, and your journey. Your experiences may resonate with others who feel isolated in their struggles. By speaking your truth, you empower others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of empowerment and understanding. Embracing your uniqueness also involves a willingness to break free from societal expectations. Challenge the norms that dictate how you should behave, think, or live. Your journey is not meant to mirror anyone else's. Stand firm in your choices and be unapologetic about your path. This courage to be yourself is a powerful statement to the world that you are worthy of living authentically. Lastly, recognize that your uniqueness contributes to the greater tapestry of life. The world is a mosaic made up of diverse experiences and perspectives. Your individuality enriches this tapestry, adding depth and color to the human experience. When you embrace who you are, you participate in the beautiful dance of life, contributing your unique rhythm to the symphony of humanity. As you learn to embrace your uniqueness, you will find that it becomes a source of strength. You will cultivate a sense of belonging that is rooted in authenticity rather than conformity. Your life will become a testament to the power of individuality, inspiring others to embrace their true selves. The world needs your unique voice, your perspective, and your gifts. By embracing your uniqueness, you are not only honoring yourself, but also paving the way for a brighter, more diverse future for all. Living in alignment with your values is essential for creating a fulfilling and purpose-driven life. Values are the guiding principles that shape your decisions, actions, and interactions with others. When you clearly understand what matters most to you, you can navigate life's complexities with confidence and clarity. Aligning your life with your values creates a sense of harmony and integrity that empowers you to live authentically. To begin this journey, take the time to identify your core values. What beliefs do you hold dear? What principles guide your behavior? Reflect on the moments in your life when you felt truly fulfilled and content. What values were present in those moments? It might be family, honesty, creativity, compassion, or growth, whatever they are. These values serve as the foundation for your actions. Write them down and allow them to serve as a compass in your life. When you align your actions with your values, you cultivate a sense of purpose and direction. Each decision you make becomes a reflection of what you truly stand for. This alignment fosters a greater sense of fulfillment as you engage in activities and pursuits that resonate with your authentic self. You will find that life flows more smoothly when you live in accordance with your values. The friction and confusion that often arise from acting out of alignment begin to dissipate, and you step into a space of clarity and confidence. However, the journey of aligning with your values may require courage and determination. Society often pressures us to conform to external expectations, leading us to compromise our beliefs for acceptance. But remember, true fulfillment comes from living a life that is true to yourself, not one that merely seeks validation from others. Stand firm in your values, even when they may differ from the status quo. This commitment to authenticity not only honors your unique journey, but also inspires others to do the same. As you strive to live in alignment with your values, it's essential to practice self-discipline. Your values must translate into actionable steps in your daily life. Identify specific behaviors that reflect your values and commit to embodying them consistently. For example, if you value family, make intentional choices to spend quality time with loved ones. If you value health, prioritize your physical and mental well-being through regular exercise and self-care. These small, deliberate actions will reinforce your commitment to living authentically. Living in alignment with your values also requires the ability to make difficult choices. Sometimes this may mean letting go of relationships, environments, or commitments that do not honor your values. It can be challenging to step away from what is familiar, but it is essential to recognize that prioritizing your values is a crucial aspect of your personal growth. Surround yourself with people who share your values and uplift your spirit. The support of like-minded individuals will strengthen your resolve and encourage you to stay true to yourself. Moreover, embrace the notion that your values are not static. They may evolve as you grow and gain new insights. Life is a continuous journey of learning, and your understanding of your values may deepen over time. Be open to reevaluating and adjusting your values as necessary. This flexibility allows you to adapt to new circumstances while remaining true to your core beliefs. In times of uncertainty or difficulty, your values can serve as a source of strength and guidance. When faced with tough decisions or challenges, revisit your values to help clarify your path forward. They will anchor you amidst the chaos and provide clarity on what matters most. This connection to your values acts as a guiding light, illuminating the way forward even in the darkest of times. Additionally, consider how living in alignment with your values impacts those around you. When you embody your principles, you set an example for others. Your authenticity becomes a powerful testament to the beauty of living true to oneself. This ripple effect can inspire friends, family, and colleagues to reflect on their own values and encourage them to live more authentically. Your journey serves as a beacon of hope, showing others the transformative power of embracing their true selves. Lastly, remember that living in alignment with your values is a lifelong commitment. It requires continual self-reflection, adjustment, and dedication. It may not always be easy, but the rewards of living authentically far outweigh the challenges. As you cultivate this alignment, you will experience a profound sense of peace, fulfillment, and purpose. Your life becomes a celebration of authenticity, inspiring others to join you on this beautiful journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Understanding the power of your thoughts is fundamental to realizing your potential and shaping your reality. Our thoughts are not merely fleeting ideas, they hold incredible power to influence our lives and the world around us. As creators of our own experiences, it is imperative that we recognize how our mindset shapes our actions, decisions, and ultimately our destiny. When we learn to harness this power, we can transform our lives and elevate our existence. Every thought we entertain carries energy, and this energy has the potential to manifest in our reality. The thoughts we hold, whether positive or negative, directly affect our emotions, which then influence our behavior. If we fill our minds with negativity, fear, and doubt, we will inevitably create a life filled with limitations and struggles. Conversely, when we cultivate thoughts of positivity, hope, and possibility, we open the door to abundance, creativity, and success. This awareness is crucial. We must be vigilant guardians of our thoughts. To begin mastering the power, life teaches us that apologies, while necessary, do not always heal the wounds or restore what was lost. There comes a point when you realize that the apology is not the closure you need. Forgiveness, my friends, is not about waiting for someone to come to you and say, "I'm sorry." Forgiveness is a decision you make to release yourself from the chains of anger, resentment, and bitterness. If you wait for their words, you may remain trapped in a prison of pain that they built, but you hold the key to unlock. We must understand that some people apologize because they feel guilt, not because they truly comprehend the depth of what they did. Their words might be hollow, spoken not out of transformation, but out of convenience. When that happens, their apology may feel like a drop of water on a desert that has long dried up. It's too late, because the person you were when they hurt you no longer exists. You've grown, you've healed, and you've moved forward. True freedom comes when you acknowledge that their apology is irrelevant to your growth. You have already rebuilt yourself without their help, and you've found strength in places you never thought to look. Their apology will not rewrite the story of your pain, but it can serve as a reminder of how far you've come. It is not their apology that defines your healing. It is your resilience, your faith, and your determination. There are people who may never apologize for the harm they've caused, and that's okay. Let me remind you, their inability to take responsibility does not diminish your value or your worth. You were never defined by their actions. You are defined by the purpose and destiny placed within you. So whether they come with tears or silence, whether they acknowledge their wrongs or not, your power lies in your ability to rise above it. You don't need their apology to walk in freedom. Your healing is not dependent on anyone else's actions. It is your gift to yourself. And when you fully embrace this truth, you will discover that you are unstoppable, unshaken, and unmoved by the weight of their regrets. This is your time to move forward without looking back. This is your time to move forward without looking back. Forgiveness is not about waiting for an apology. It is a decision you make for yourself, an act of grace that frees you from the burden of carrying pain. Some people believe that healing can only begin when the one who caused the hurt comes back and says, "I'm sorry." But that belief gives power to the offender, making your peace dependent on their actions. Life does not work that way. True healing is not tied to the words or actions of another person. It is rooted in your ability to release the hurt and move forward, regardless of whether the apology ever comes. When you hold onto the expectation of an apology, you tie yourself to the very person or moment that caused your pain. You might wait years, even decades, for something that may never happen. And even if it does, you may find that the apology does not heal the wound as you thought it would. This is because forgiveness and healing are internal processes. They are not external gifts someone gives to you through words. Forgiveness is about reclaiming your power, understanding that the hurt may have shaped you, but it does not define you. It is a deliberate choice to say, I will no longer allow what happened to control my emotions, my decisions, or my future. This choice is not for the benefit of the person who wronged you. It is for your freedom. When you forgive, you unshackle yourself from the chains of resentment and anger that hold you back. You are no longer a prisoner of their actions or their silence. By deciding to forgive without waiting for an apology, you declare that your peace is more important than their acknowledgement of their wrongdoing. You shift the focus from what they owe you to what you owe yourself. A life lived fully without the weight of unresolved pain. Healing begins the moment you realize that no one else has the power to dictate when you move on. It is a decision you make, and in that decision, you find liberation. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It is about you. It is not a favor you grant to someone else. It is a gift you give to yourself. When you choose to forgive, you are not excusing what happened or denying the pain it caused. Instead, you are making a deliberate choice to free yourself from the emotional weight that holds you down. Anger, resentment, and bitterness may feel justified in the moment, but over time, they become chains that bind you, limiting your ability to live fully and joyfully. Many people hold on to anger because they believe it protects them, that it keeps them safe from being hurt again. But in reality, anger does not protect, it poisons. It seeps into your thoughts, your relationships, and your outlook on life. The longer you hold on to it, the heavier it becomes, until it starts to consume your peace and your energy. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is a release. It is a decision to let go of the burden of carrying someone else's wrongdoing in your heart. By forgiving, you are not saying that what they did was okay. You are saying that it will no longer have power over you. When you forgive, you reclaim control over your emotions and your life. You no longer let the actions of others dictate how you feel or how you move forward. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is strength. It is saying, I choose my freedom over my pain. It is an act of courage to look at the wounds someone has caused you and say, you will not define me. I will rise above this and I will thrive despite it. Forgiveness is not about letting them off the hook. It's about letting yourself off the hook, freeing yourself from the toxic grip of anger and hurt. True forgiveness shifts your focus from the pain of the past to the promise of the future. It allows you to open your heart to peace, joy, and new possibilities. It is not a one-time act, but a journey, one that requires intention and perseverance. And as you walk that journey, you begin to realize that forgiveness is not about the person who hurt you. It is about taking back the life that belongs to you. It is about choosing to live unburdened, untethered, and fully present in the beauty of the life that is still ahead of you. Not all apologies carry the weight they should. Sometimes when people come back to say, I'm sorry, their words lack the depth of understanding that true remorse requires. An apology should be more than just a collection of words strung together. It should reflect an acknowledgement of the pain caused and a commitment to change. Yet there are moments when apologies are offered not out of a genuine recognition of the harm done, but out of guilt, self-preservation, or a desire to ease their own conscience. In those moments, their words may feel hollow, disconnected from the depth of the hurt they caused. When someone apologizes without fully grasping the impact of their actions, it can leave you feeling as though the apology is more about them than it is about you. It's as if they are seeking to lift the weight of their guilt rather than truly seeking to heal the wound they inflicted. This kind of apology may bring no comfort, no closure, and no healing because it fails to address the gravity of the situation. It becomes clear that their focus is not on your pain, but on their own need to feel better about themselves. True remorse requires more than just words. It demands action. It calls for a change in behavior, a willingness to take responsibility, and an effort to rebuild trust where it was broken. Without these elements, an apology is just a gesture, a surface-level attempt that does not reach the heart of the matter. This is why an apology that lacks understanding or sincerity cannot heal what is broken. The wound remains untouched by words that fail to carry the weight of accountability. When you realize this, you begin to understand that your healing cannot depend on the quality of someone else's apology. You cannot wait for them to fully comprehend what they did before you choose to move forward. Their inability to grasp the depth of their actions does not have to hold you back. You are not bound to their level of understanding, nor are you obligated to find meaning in words that fail to reflect genuine remorse. Your journey of healing is independent of their capacity to apologize in a way that resonates with your pain. And it is a powerful moment when you can look at an insincere or incomplete apology and say, this is not what I need to heal. It is a reminder that your peace is not tied to their words, but to your ability to let go and release yourself from the hold their actions once had on you. You are not defined by their lack of understanding, and you do not need their acknowledgement to reclaim your strength. Your freedom lies in recognizing that their apology may mean nothing, but your decision to move forward means everything. Healing is a transformative journey that goes far beyond the pain you've endured. When you choose to heal, you are making a decision to grow beyond the hurt and redefine your life on your terms. The wounds may have left scars, but those scars are not signs of weakness. They are evidence of your strength, resilience, and ability to endure. They tell a story not of defeat, but of triumph over adversity. Healing allows you to take what was meant to break you and use it as a foundation to build something even stronger. Pain can feel overwhelming in the moment, as if it has the power to consume your entire identity. But when you begin the process of healing, you realize that pain is not the end of your story. It is merely a chapter. Healing turns your focus away from what you have lost and toward what you can gain. It shifts your perspective, allowing you to see that the challenges you faced were not the end, but the beginning of something new. Through healing, you discover depths of strength and courage within yourself that you never knew existed. That's absurd. As you heal, you grow. You grow in wisdom, learning lessons from the pain that can guide you in the future. You grow in empathy, understanding the struggles of others because you have walked through your own. And most importantly, you grow in self-awareness, recognizing that your value and purpose are not tied to the actions of others or the hardships you faced. Healing liberates you from the hold of the past, giving you the freedom to step into a new chapter of life with confidence and hope. This growth changes you in ways that make the pain almost unrecognizable. The person you become after healing is not the same person who was hurt. You've been refined by the fire, and the experience has shaped you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. When you reach this point, you realize that the apology you once thought you needed no longer matters. The apology cannot undo the growth that has already taken place. It cannot replace the strength you have built or the peace you have found. It becomes irrelevant because you have risen above it. Healing is not about forgetting what happened or pretending the pain wasn't real. It's about taking the lessons from the experience and using them to create a better version of yourself. It's about reclaiming your narrative and deciding that the hurt will not define you. When you embrace the process of healing, you step into a life that is not bound by the actions of others, but is instead shaped by your own choices and determination. You emerge not as someone who merely survived, but as someone who has thrived in spite of it all. That, given to me, time has a way of revealing the truth about people, relationships, and situations. When you've been wronged, it's easy to feel trapped in the immediacy of the pain, replaying the events over and over, wondering how someone you trusted could have caused you harm. But as time passes, something remarkable begins to happen. You start to see things more clearly, not through the lens of hurt, but through the wisdom that distance and experience bring. Time gives you the perspective you need to understand that the actions of others say more about them than they ever did about you. In the moment of betrayal or hurt, it's natural to internalize the pain, to question what you could have done differently, or to blame yourself for trusting the wrong person. But as you move forward and give yourself the grace of time, you begin to see that their actions were a reflection of their character, not your worth. Time peels back the layers of confusion and emotion, exposing the true motives and intentions of those who caused the pain. It reveals patterns of behavior, allowing you to see that their hurtful actions were not a one-time mistake, but a reflection of something deeper within them. With this clarity, you come to understand that waiting for an apology or even believing it would bring closure was never the solution. You realize that no words can undo what was done and no explanation can erase the choices they made. Time shows you that closure isn't something they can give you. It's something you create for yourself. It comes when you decide to stop looking for answers from them and start finding peace within yourself. Their actions were their responsibility, but your healing is yours. Time also reveals the depth of your own strength. In the aftermath of hurt, it can feel like you're standing in the shadow of someone else's choices, struggling to regain your footing. But as the days, weeks, and months pass, you begin to see how much you've grown. You realize that the pain you thought would consume you has actually shaped you into someone stronger and more self-aware. Time doesn't erase the memories, but it softens the edges, turning sharp pain into manageable lessons. It creates the freedom to tell you. Eventually, you look back and see that the apology you once thought would heal you now feels insignificant. You've moved beyond the need for their words because time has given you something far greater: perspective, wisdom, and the ability to move forward. Their apology, no matter how sincere or overdue, cannot compare to the freedom you found in letting go and trusting the process of time to reveal the truth and guide your healing. There comes a moment when you realize that holding on to the hope of an apology keeps you tethered to the very pain you're trying to escape. Waiting for someone to acknowledge the harm they've caused can feel like waiting for rain in a drought, longing for something that might never come. And even if it does, what does it truly change? The damage has already been done. The words, the actions, the betrayal, they've already left their mark. Yet the power to heal doesn't lie in their apology. It lies in your decision to release yourself from the need for it. When you let go of the expectation for an apology, you reclaim your power. You are no longer waiting for someone else to validate your pain or recognize their role in it. You stop giving them the ability to dictate when or if you can move forward. You realize that their apology, or the lack of it, is not the key to your freedom. It's your ability to release yourself from the emotional ties that keep you bound to the past. Letting go is an act of strength, not weakness. It's choosing to rise above the hurt, to move forward without waiting for something that may never come. Wow. Letting go is not about denying what happened or pretending it didn't matter. It's about choosing to no longer let it control you. It's about saying, I will not let this define my future. When you let go, you're not excusing their behavior or minimizing your pain. Instead, you're declaring that your peace is more important than their acknowledgement of wrongdoing. You are choosing yourself over the need for closure from them. You are deciding to prioritize your well-being over the lingering hope that the apology will make things right. The truth is, some people will never fully grasp the impact of their actions. They may never be able to offer the kind of apology that truly addresses the depth of the hurt they caused. And even if they do, it may come too late when you've already outgrown the pain and moved into a place of healing. By that time, their words will carry no weight because you've learned to thrive without them. You've found your strength in your own resilience, not in their recognition of your pain. When you let go of the expectation for an apology, you liberate yourself. You stop waiting for someone else to take responsibility and instead take ownership of your healing. You realize that closure doesn't come from their words, but from your decision to release the hold the past has on you. Letting go is an act of self-love. It's choosing to free yourself from the emotional burden and stepping into a life that is not dictated by the actions of others, but shaped by your own choices and strength. When someone has wronged you deeply, the natural human instinct is to seek accountability. You want them to understand what they did, to feel the weight of their actions, and to express genuine remorse. But as time passes, you come to realize that not everyone has the capacity to take true responsibility for their behavior. Some people will never face the reality of what they've done because doing so would require them to confront parts of themselves they are unwilling or unable to see. One, if you have 10,000 pounds of glass in your back, it's easier for them to deny, deflect, or even justify their actions than to take ownership of the pain they caused. Taking responsibility requires courage. It demands honesty, humility, and a willingness to face the consequences of one's actions. But not everyone possesses this level of maturity. Some people are so consumed by their pride, their ego, or their fear of being exposed that they refuse to admit their wrongdoings. They choose to admit their wrongdoing. They choose to live in denial because it's more comfortable than facing the truth. They may convince themselves that they were justified, that you were overreacting, or that the situation wasn't as serious as it was. This lack of accountability isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their limitations. That's it. When you recognize this, you begin to understand that waiting for them to take responsibility is like expecting a tree to bear fruit out of season. It may never happen, and even if it does, it may come long after you've moved on. Holding on to the hope that they will one day see the truth only keeps you tethered to their inability to grow. You can't force someone to take responsibility if they aren't ready or willing to do so. And you certainly can't make your healing contingent on their capacity to acknowledge their faults. True healing comes when you let go of the need for their accountability. It's when you realize that their inability to take responsibility does not diminish the validity of your pain. Your experience is real, and your feelings are valid, regardless of whether they ever acknowledge their role in it. You don't need their recognition to affirm your truth. You don't need their apology to move forward. Their lack of accountability may have caused you pain, but it does not have the power to define your future unless you allow it to. Letting go of the need for their accountability is an act of self-empowerment. It's saying, I will not let your unwillingness to grow keep me from my own growth. It's choosing to rise above their limitations and refusing to let their denial hold you back. You cannot control their choices, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to release yourself from the grip of their actions and focus on your own healing, your own peace, and your own future. Their inability to take responsibility no longer matters because you've taken full responsibility for your own journey forward. There is a powerful realization that comes with healing. The people who hurt you are often not as concerned with your pain as you are. They may move on quickly, carrying on with their lives as if nothing happened, while you are left to process the damage. The truth is, they may never fully grasp the impact of their actions, or if they do, they may choose not to care. This can feel deeply frustrating because you want them to understand the gravity of what they've done. You want them to feel remorse, to see the consequences of their actions, and to acknowledge the emotional toll they have caused. But the reality is that they are likely focused on their own lives, their own issues, and their own struggles. They may not even be aware of how deeply their actions have affected you, or they may have simply moved on, leaving you to deal with the fallout. When you come to terms with this truth, something profound happens. You stop waiting for them to care. You stop holding on to the hope that they will somehow recognize the hurt they cause and offer the validation you've been seeking. You come to realize that you don't need their acknowledgement to heal. You don't need them to recognize your pain in order to find peace. Their lack of awareness or concern no longer has the power to define your healing process. This realization is freeing because it means you no longer have to carry the burden of their indifference. You no longer have to be entangled in the idea that their actions are somehow more important than your response to them. When they continue on with their lives, it's not an indication that your pain is invalid. It's simply a reflection of their own capacity or inability to engage with the reality of their actions. And when you stop waiting for them to understand, you give yourself the freedom to heal without their validation. It is essential to understand that their indifference is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a reflection of their limitations. Some people are incapable of seeing beyond their own world, their own perspective, or their own self-interest. Their inability to recognize your hurt is not a failure on your part. It is simply a consequence of their emotional or spiritual maturity. They may not have the depth of understanding required to grasp the full weight of what they've done, and that's not something you can change. But what you can change is how you respond to their indifference. You can choose to stop giving their behavior the power to control your emotional state. You can choose to focus on your own growth, healing, and peace, and stop waiting for them to catch up with where you are. Letting go of the need for them to care means that you are no longer giving them control over your emotional state. You are no longer allowing their actions or their lack of concern to dictate how you feel or how you move forward. You free yourself from the emotional ties that have kept you bound to their behavior. This shift in perspective is one of the most liberating aspects of healing. When you realize that their lack of concern is not about you, but about them, you can begin to reclaim your power. You can take back control of your narrative, your healing, and your life. You stop waiting for their recognition and start recognizing your own strength, your own worth, and your own ability to move forward without their validation. As you move forward in life, you realize that the people who have wronged you or who have failed to acknowledge the hurt they caused are not the ones who hold the key to your future. In fact, the power to shape your destiny lies entirely within you. No one else has the authority to decide your peace, your healing, or your success. It's an empowering truth because when you grasp this, you understand that your ability to move on, to grow, and to live a fulfilled life is not dependent on what others do or don't do. You see, the key to healing is not waiting for others to validate your pain or offer you closure. The real power comes when you take full ownership of your journey and refuse to let anyone, especially those who have wronged you, have control over your emotional state or your progress. You begin to understand that the best revenge, if you will, is not in seeking retribution or expecting apologies. It's in moving on and flourishing in spite of the wrongs done to you. When you do this, you are making a statement to the world that your peace is not up for negotiation. This realization shifts your entire approach to life. You stop waiting for others to recognize your worth. You stop measuring your value by how they treat you or how they respond to your pain. You no longer seek approval or validation from those who have hurt you because you know that your value doesn't come from their perception of you. It comes from within. This realization shifts your entire approach to life. You stop waiting for others to recognize your value. You start to live your life based on your own terms, trusting that you are worthy of all the good things that are coming your way, regardless of how others have treated you in the past. What is even more powerful is that when you stop seeking validation from those who have wronged you, you begin to see yourself with new eyes. You start to embrace the lessons that the pain taught you, and you grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Every step you take away from the past is a step toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. Someone who doesn't need anyone's approval to feel whole, valued, or loved. You are learning to live from a place of abundance, not scarcity. Knowing that there is enough peace, joy, and love to go around without needing others to acknowledge or apologize for the hurt they caused. In this place of empowerment, you also begin to understand that your healing process isn't linear and it's not dependent on the actions of others. Your growth is in your hands, and every day you take responsibility for it. You become more of who you were always meant to be. You stop looking to the past for answers and start looking to the future for opportunities. You release the chains that once held you to people who didn't value you, and instead you turn to the life that is waiting for you. A life full of possibility, peace, and fulfillment. So this is destiny for all of mankind. So this is destiny. This is the realization that your future is in your hands and not in the hands of those who have wronged you is a turning point. You take back the power they once held over you. Their actions no longer have the ability to dictate your emotional state, your decisions, or your direction. You own your narrative and you choose the story you want to live. Your healing doesn't come from their acknowledgement. It comes from your decision to move forward and thrive regardless of their failures. And you realize that their apology or recognition will no longer hold any weight for you. It becomes clear that your healing is not dependent on them. The truth is, you can only heal when you take full control of your own emotional and mental well-being. For far too long, you may have been waiting for closure or for someone to step in and provide you with the validation that you deserve. But as time passes, you come to understand that the true power to heal lies in your own hands. You are the one who decides when and how to release the pain. And you are the one who decides when it is time to move on. There is a deep truth in realizing that you don't need them to change in order for you to heal. The mistake we often make is thinking that someone's apology is the final piece of the puzzle. That once they apologize, the wounds will magically heal and everything will be okay. But in reality, waiting for someone to apologize, especially when they may never do so, keeps you tethered to them emotionally. You remain bound to their actions, to their words or lack thereof, and you delay your own progress. What they do or don't do is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to your own healing. And you hold the key to that transformation. By letting go of the expectation for an apology, you create the space for your own growth and emotional freedom. You no longer allow their behavior to dictate your mood, your self-worth, or your peace. This shift is incredibly freeing because it takes you off the emotional roller coaster of waiting for their change. You stop being a prisoner to their actions and start becoming the master of your own emotional responses. You decide to be the person who is in charge of their own peace, not dependent on external forces or people. This decision is a powerful statement of self-respect and self-love. You are telling yourself that you are worthy of healing and peace, regardless of whether they acknowledge it. Moreover, when you stop waiting for their apology, you stop giving them the power to define your emotional state. You may have been holding onto bitterness or resentment, hoping that an apology would somehow make everything right again. But in the process, you were unknowingly allowing that anger to consume you, to define who you were in that moment. By choosing to release this expectation, you take back control over your emotional and mental state. You decide that you no longer want to be defined by the actions of someone who caused you harm. You step into a place where you define your own worth, your own peace, and your own happiness. This shift in mindset also allows you to grow beyond the past. When you stop waiting for their apology, you free yourself from the chains that bind you to the hurt. You stop living in the past, replaying the painful memories over and over again, waiting for something that may never come. Instead, you start to live in the present with your heart open to the future and the possibilities that await you. Your life is no longer defined by their actions, but by your choices moving forward. You decide that you will not let their behavior or their lack of accountability control the direction of your life. The decision to stop waiting for an apology is not about being dismissive of your pain or pretending that it never happened. It's about understanding that your pain is yours to heal, and no one else can do that for you. It's about stepping into your own power, taking responsibility for your own healing, and choosing to create a life that aligns with your values, your worth, and your goals. When you stop waiting for them, you open the door for the real transformation to occur. The transformation that comes when you take full ownership of your peace and your future. You are the one who gets to decide when it's time to heal, when it's time to forgive, and when it's time to move on. And when you do this, you become the person you were always meant to be: strong, resilient, and free from the past. In conclusion, the power to heal and move forward lies within you, not in the actions or apologies of others. The moment you stop waiting for someone else's recognition or validation, you free yourself from the emotional chains that have kept you tethered to the past. You begin to take full responsibility for your own peace, your own healing, and your own happiness. Their apology, or lack thereof, no longer has the power to define your worth or your journey. You are the one who decides when it's time to heal, when it's time to release the past, and when it's time to embrace the future. Letting go of the expectation that others will fix what they've broken allows you to reclaim control over your life, your emotions, and your destiny. Remember, true healing comes from within, and you have the strength and resilience to create a life that is not dictated by the actions of others, but by your own choices and your own unwavering commitment to peace.